Welcome, family. I consider this a special live series one tonight. And welcome to my channel, The Underrated Darkness. Make sure the bell is lit up. Make sure you check the description box on my links of social media, hashtag, and I believe the same stories in there that I'm going to read in a few minutes. But I'm going to do my I'm going to say something else before I start. Um, Also, the story and the video is in the chat. So when you have free time after we deal with this tonight, y'all can go back look at it, and it's going to be a panel discussion after I read the story, and it is very, very important that we have to talk about this. So we waiting for some more people to come in. Supreme Court will decide employment discrimination laws apply to LGBT. So wait for some more people to come in. The story I'm going to read is from Time Magazine. So, see. So, wait for people to add in. Logic, what's good, brother? Thanks for coming. Very much appreciated. Thanks for coming. Appreciate that. It's a very important tonight that we have to deal with it as a people, as a community. But I'm going to talk about something else, but it's going to connect I'm going to read about tonight and discuss. Again, it's going to be a panel discussion. I need some more people to come in. We waiting, family. Some more people get in. Again, welcome. Sometimes you too slow. Hold on, family. Let's see. Yes, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm definitely here. Welcome, Silks. How you doing? Can you hear me? Diane, the bull, thank you. Thanks for coming. Appreciate that. Gonna wait for some more people to come in. Before I'm going to talk, say it's going to be a panel discussion tonight, and I'm going to put this out there. If y'all want to get on, let me know right now. I mean, not right now, but when I finish reading the story, okay. But before I'm gonna start the story, I'm gonna talk about something that's in a few minutes. Then I'm gonna get on the story, get on the subject. But it definitely go hand in hand. But it has to be said. But I want to wait. I want to wait for some more people to come in. Again, so Supreme Court will decide employment discrimination laws applied to the LGBT community. And that's going to happen in the near future, family. And we have to talk. We have to deal with this. We have to deal with it. So how's everybody doing? How's Silks? How you doing? How's Diane doing? No, that's wrong, Diane. I'm good, brother. I'm ready to get it in. I'm ready to get it in. I'm ready to get it in and wait for some people to fill up in here. And again, it's going to be a panel discussion after I read the story. Not you want to get on, let me know. I will send the link out. Give me a chance. What's up, King West? Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. But it's got to be talked about. We got to talk about this. But I'm going to talk about something else before I get to the story. But it will go in hand in hand with the story, or go hand in hand with the story. It's got to be talked about. Again, I understand King Ways. I'm with you in alignment with that. It's gotta be talked about. It got to be talked about. And the black man and the black woman, we said throughout humanity, but the black man and black woman, we gotta make decisions. But like I said, it's gonna be a panel after I read the story. But there's something I'm going to say first. Beverly Palmer, welcome. Thanks for coming. Very much appreciated. And let it be known, it's a global is really happening around it too. And let's have a clear when we discuss tonight. Let's have a clear mindset, clear and mindset, dudes. Gerald Garrett, thanks for coming. Let's have a clear mindset, like mindset too. We gotta have that. I was reading about this earlier today, and I said, you know what? I do. I'm gonna have it. Thanks for everybody coming too. Again, oh yeah, I want y'all to go check out the two lives that I did last night. I appreciate you, Gary, Gerald Gary. I appreciate that. That's all I'm trying to do. That's all I'm trying to do. I ain't trying to be no different than anybody else. I'm just trying to, get the information out there, be truthful about. We each of us gotta be truthful about. Sometimes truth does hurt. Sometimes we just want my brother, what's going on? The bottom line, always a pleasure to see you. My LDBC brother. Truth is truth. While we waiting, tell you about the family I'm with, the LDBC, that stands for Lions Den Boxing Community, also basketball community. We do dabble in this sport. There are brothers that actually know the boxers, that had interviewed the boxers. They even brothers that know the ball players. They even know the coaches. They even interview them and talk to them. Also, we dip and dab in MMA. MMA, that's the coach Shelton. He also interviewed MMA ladies fighters. I know that because I've been on a panel and also in the chat. Okay. Also, we do we do talk about social issues in our community, and we serve our community. We also have sisters in our community, queens in our community, that also in alignment with us. Okay, and we are a family. This is not an organization. This is a family. We also have merchandise that we have that our people could buy and no doubt about it, the money goes back in our community. All right, and our website is www.ldbc.com. And one of the brothers that you see, the bottom line, Santee Walden, he's one of the founders of the LDBC. And so salute to the brothers and the sisters and everything. And that's what we all about. There's always going to be haters, trying to knock our flow down, but we keep on going. We get stronger every day. It's not all about one. It's not all about I. It's all about we. We are strong. We are a strong family, and we will defend it. And so salute to my family, the LDBC. Again, stands for Lions Den Boxing Community, also basketball community. All right. Now, see the title: Supreme Court will decide employment discrimination laws apply to LGBT community. After I read the story, I will have a panel discussion. But this how it's going to be. If you want to get on the panel, ask for the link. If you want the new ones, give me a chance to copy the email in the book, so I'll put you on, and that's how I'm going to roll tonight. I was listening to Gab Talk Media, and we was talking about brothers that we had to handle ourselves. Anybody can hear from me, press one. That'd be greatly appreciated. And brothers, we have to do more to advocate for ourselves. We have to take care. We have to take care of ourselves. We have to be more selfish than us for ourselves. We just cannot just. All right, my brother. Thank you. We just cannot just be going along and just help others that but ourselves we go down. Monique Hill, be loved. Thanks for coming. Appreciate that. I will get to the story in a few. And for me, that I am not going to apologize. I'm not apologizing to advocate for myself and advocate for the brothers. I'm not apologizing for it, because at times we do not have that many platforms to talk, to break bread with each other, to be in alignment together. And but also we have to talk about the injustice that's actually happened to us too. That goes with it. And anybody that go against that, that means you do not respect our existence. Let me repeat that. That means you do not respect our existence. So I would say this. I don't care what people think about me. I don't care what they think about the brothers that I'm in alignment with, including women. I don't care. If you do not respect my existence, you need to stay away from me. If you're all about saying that you want our family to build up, you gotta be in alignment. But at the same time, brothers, we gotta do a better job taking care of ourselves, to be more selfish. It's not all about getting on you, it's all about constructive heart encouragement. We have to take better care of ourselves. And the women that in line with that, she will fall in place. And the ones don't, oh well, goodbye. We have to take the necessary steps to take care of ourselves. From spirituality, you name it, all the way down. We have to. We are dying. We dying of broken hearts. We commit suicides. The suppressed system has succumbed many of our brothers that a lot don't want to talk about. But I'm going to talk about it. Usually old man's talking, you know that. And the sisters going to be in alignment. Y'all know who you are. Y'all don't have to say that. But we appreciate that. But brothers, we have to. And that's what also I learned from the LDBC too. That brothers, we gotta stick together, no matter what status that we in. And we have to. And also, I got to say this: the brothers are, women too, but I'm saying the brothers of LDBC, they are married. They have healthy families. They setting the tone. Okay. They are setting the tone. So when brothers setting the tone, that means they setting the tone for our families. They setting the tone for our community. And they need to be salute for that. There's quite a few of them come from obscene backgrounds, but they made it out and they doing it. And they let us know that we could do it too. And they got the resources. So that means, brothers, we gotta develop more resources too. We got to have results. We got to give some of our brothers results. And that's all I started getting to know the LGBT too. And other brothers that I know. So now goes for sisters too. Now I'm going to read the story. Supreme Court will decide employment discrimination laws apply to LGBT community. And it also, brothers, we gotta make decisions. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start reading the story. And after I read the story, again, anybody that wants to get on the panel, and some of y'all probably have your email, but the ones who not the new, feel free. Or I'm just saying, respect my existence, respect my channel, respect the ones in the panel, and respect the one in the chat. If you cannot do none of those, this is not the place. So this is it. And Supreme Court, will read again. Supreme Court will decide employment discrimination laws apply to LGBT. And the story I'll be reading is in the chat, and also the video that I also posted. It's in the chat that covered MSNBC that talks about all of that in alignment. There we go. So this story came out yesterday, April 22nd, 2019. Came out at 12:06 p.m. yesterday, and the one who wrote this is by Mark Sheeman. He's one of the top writers of Time magazine. Okay, this is how it goes. Name of it is Supreme Court will decide whether employment discrimination laws apply to LGBT community. Hold on, fam. Hold on. Let me get okay. That. Hold on. Hold on, fam. Hold on. Hold on, fam. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. That's Washington. The Supreme Court is taking a major test of LGBT rights in case that looks at whether federal civil rights law bans jobs discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation and gender identity. The justice said Monday they will hear cases involving people who claim they were fired because of their sexual orientation, and another that involves a funeral home employee who was fired after disclosing that she was transitioning from male to female and dressed as a woman. The case will be argued in the fall, with decision will be likely by June 2020, that's next year, in the middle of the presidential election campaign. The issue is whether Title 7 of the Federal Civil Rights Act of 1964, which prohibits sex discrimination, protected LGBT. And we have to talk about that part tonight. People from job discrimination. Title 7 does not specifically mention sexual orientation or transgender status, but federal appeal court in Chicago and New York had ruled recently that 12. 12 does not specifically mention sexual orientation or transgender
gender status, but federal appeals courts in Chicago and New York had ruled recently that gay and lesbian employees are entitled to protect from discrimination. The federal appeal court in Cincinnati has extended similar protections for transgender people. The big question is whether Supreme Court with a strengthened conservative majority will do the same. The case are the court first on LGBT rights since the retirement of Justice Anthony Kennedy, who authored the court major gay rights opinion. President Donald Trump has appointed two Justice Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh. The justice has been wait. The justice has been wait whether it takes in the case since December, and usual long time, but deciding to hear them. It's unclear that caused delay. The Obama administration has supported treating LGBT discrimination claims as sex discrimination, but Trump administration has changed the course. The Trump Justice Department has argued Title 12 was not intended to provide protections to gay or transgender workers. The administration also withdrew Obama era guidance to educate, so treat claims to transgender students as sex discrimination. President Trump has appointed two justices, Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh. The judges have been taking up three cases in the fall. In one federal appeal court in New York ruled in favor of a gay skydiver instructor who claimed that he was fired because of his sexual orientation. The full second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals ruled 10-3 that it was abandoned its earliest holding of Title 12 didn't cover sexual orientation because legal doctrine involves. The court held that sexual orientation discrimination was motivated at least part by sex and thus sub, subset of sex discrimination. The ruling was a victory for the relatives of Donald Zarda, who was fired in 2010 from a skydiving job in Central Islip, New York. That's in Long Island, New York. That requires him to strap himself tightly to climb so they could jump in tandem from an airplane. He tried to put a woman with whom he was jump in ease by explaining that he was gay. The school fired Zada after the woman boyfriend called to complain. Zada died in a wingsuit accident in Switzerland in 2014. The second case was, I'm sorry, the second case is from Georgia, where the federal appeals court ruled against gay employees in Caton County and the Atlanta suburbs. Gerald Bostock claimed he was fired in 2013 because he is gay. The county argued that Bostock was let go because of the results of an audit of the funds he's managed. The 11th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals dismissed Bostock's claim in a three-page opinion that noted the court was bounded by a 1979 decision that held discouraged for homosexuality was not prohibited by Title 12. The third case comes from Michigan, where a funeral home fired transgender woman. The appeal court in Cincinnati ruled that the firing constitutes sexual discrimination under federal law. The funeral home argues in part that Congress was not thinking about transgender people, where it includes sexual discrimination of Title 12. The law prohibits employment discrimination on the basis of race, color, religion, sex, or natural origin. Congress could change civil rights laws, specifically include LGBT people, support other employers in these cases say, but such a change is unlikely to become a law with Republicans in charge of the Senate and Trump in the White House. Let's see. Well, that's it. What's going on, JMJ? What's good? What's good? I'm gonna let's stick to the subject, please. I'm gonna ask for the ones that wants to get on the panel so we could talk about this. I'm gonna ask you within like 3 minutes. Anybody that wants to get on. So hold on, family. Hold on. And trust me, family, they are pushing it. They are really pushing it. We have to get very serious about it too. So there is a story that's on YouTube last year that I seen, and it was a guy. You know, he was in a restaurant in Atlanta. He was getting some food, and so he was waiting online. So it was three guys. Oh Gary, just if you have Google Hangout, make sure you have Google Hangout and make sure your email match with it, and but put your email in the chat, and I get you on. That's it. But you got to make sure that you have Google Hangout. But get back to the story. It was three gay guys. They was jumping the line, and he was saying, "Yeah, you scared me," you know. He said, "Well, it is." So gay guy hit him, so he defended himself. So they jumped him, and after that, the gay guy didn't know that he came with somebody, and they came and do what they have to do. See, we have to understand. I know we're gonna talk about this too. That you notice that our rights is being dwindling throughout the years, and we fought for our rights for a long time, and this is something to talk about because I know they have we have some of us have family members that are gay, lesbian. We have friends, or there are some that don't rock with that, and so we have to make sound decisions. So right now, anybody that wants to get on the panel, let me know right now. Open up the panel right now. Yeah, so anybody that wants to join the panel, let me know. I'll be more than happy get you on the panel so we can talk about this because it's very, very important. It's very important. I hope everybody day went fine. Everybody will day fine. Like I said, anybody that wants to join the panel, feel free. Put your email in the chat, copy it down, and we can get on the panel. Like I said, the description. I mean, not description. I mean, the story is in the chat, and also the videos in the chat. Oh yeah. Also, if you want to donate, right? I do have a PayPal account and a super chat. So either one you want to donate, it'd be nice to do both. I just mess with you. But if you can donate, feel free. Anybody can hear me, let me know. Okay, all right. You got give me you could check out your hangout or you could check out your email. So give me put your email in the chat right now, Gerald. Put your email chat so I can copy it down. Because I need your email, Gerald Garrett. I need your email. Anybody else that wants to get on, let me know. Okay. All right. Oh, it's two T's on your email. Press one yes or press two no. Is that's the last name? Okay. Okay. Give me some time. Chop this up. Okay. Anybody else that want to get on, feel free. Check out your email, Gerald Garrett. Anybody else? Anybody else want to join? When you get it, Gerald Garrett, check on your Hangouts and also check out your email too. When you check, okay, ooh, hold on, man. Hold on, fam. Hold on. Gerald, look in your email first. Look at your email first and see it's in there. If it's in blue, all you have to do click on that. It's gonna take you straight to the panel. Or look at your Google Hangout. Let me know you see it or not. Let me know something, Garrett. You have it? Do me a favor. Copy your email. Erase the one that you had. Copy in the chat again, please. Oh, you know what? Maybe. Okay, hold on. Might have to do this. All right. Okay, Joe. Okay. Let's see. I gotta see. G. Um. New. I believe new video call. I'm gonna send it again. Send it again. Okay. If you can't get through, that's new conversation.
Okay, see me?
Okay, cool. Now you good. You good.
Okay.
Welcome.
Welcome. How you doing, man? I'm
I'm,
glad you're here.
yeah, I'm glad. There you go. The one and only Mr. Gay. All right. I see you join a few of my thing. That's all right. That's all right. Anybody that wants to join the panel, feel free. What's going on? How you feel, brother? Welcome. Again.
I'm good. I'm good. Excuse my smoking,
All
but
right.
life is hard.
Okay, now just don't say that. I don't want to get thrown off now. Okay, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go stop what you're talking about.
Yeah, man, you broke the virginity, man. This is my first time doing this.
All right. All right. Oh, well, well, usually I be the first of certain things. All right. Okay. Okay. You know what I mean? I be first one thing. You know, it be,
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I,
The Most High is amazing, man. The Most High is amazing.
that's good. Now you read the story,
Yeah, I did, and
and
you
your take
know,
on it, please.
I kind of have a different view on things, and the the thing that I think we should be concentrating on is not what they are doing, but what we should do.
Yes, that's what it's all about. Having this conversation tonight.
Yeah, I agree with that, and that's why I came here. You know, it's a difficult thing to realize that all of the world is against us. You know, it's and the the process involved is so convoluted and so fraught with evil and
Now,
deception.
so let me ask you a question. You mean against us? Explain that, please.
Well, it's a, unification. It's a unification of all of the races who are against the Most High, and they have decided that they want control of this world, and they want to eliminate the possibility of our race being who we are supposed to be, which is the rulers. And So they are enacting laws and trying to keep us down in order to perpetuate their rule. And so we see these laws and we see these actions and we see this attempt to keep the reins of control. And so it's a last ditch effort. You know, it's a last ditch effort. And yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm like this. God had made me as a man. Okay, and that's all. I'm respected, and I understand that the spiritual part of stuff like that, but I do want to keep it to the subject tonight. Okay. All right, Silks. And so to me, that this is a deeper problem that's really Michael said problem that is really happening. That there are also health sexual is being threatened, and we have to really talk about. And I know our people, some of our people. So I'm gonna say it to you right now. And so, what we have to do, we have to talk about issues like that. We have to talk about um. If anybody that wants to get on the panel, make sure you have a Google Hangout. Make sure your email's connected. And anybody that is new, put your email in the chat and I get you on because I got my brother on. So y'all can't say it doesn't work. You can't run that on me. But get back what I'm saying that this is how I feel. That's what you choose. That's what you choose to do. But I feel that it's really forcing it. You know.
Well, yeah, I agree. And I think that is a part of the awakening. You know, we have to force things. We have to declare our destiny. And this is a part of it. You know, when they attack sexuality, they attack the Most High. And because it's clear, it says in the Bible. And I'm not advocating you use the Bible as the end all and be all of your life. It is a tool just like everything else that the Most High puts on the planet. Unfortunately, they have altered that tool. Now, it's because you are doing things that are part of the law of the Most High, but you don't recognize it. And that is where our lack of awareness is. Because you believe certain things, but you don't associate it with where you should. And that's okay. I understand that because this is a world of men. This is a world of deception. This is a world that does not accept truth. So I understand it. You know, what we have, but more importantly, is what we have to understand. And, you know, I don't mean to put the subject out of place because the subject is valid and it is legit. And you are right to bring this to our attention. Make no mistake. I just want the greater picture to be also a part of that conversation.
And it is. But I believe that the greater picture is already talked about. In all due respect, I believe in spirituality too. I think I gotta throw that out there. I believe in God too. And but I believe that that is talked about it, but I believe that it's altering, and it's altering for years and years. And I found that there are people, and they've been forced on. Now, and I
Yeah,
know if people don't like when I say this. See, I'm originally from New York, so I've been in Virginia for almost 7 years. So I see things, okay, has been forced on, and it's not being talked about. And I'm very irritated about. In somewhere in Virginia, sometime last year, there is a drag queen had read nursery rhymes to a first grade. They are pushing homosexuality in these little kids, and there's quite a few people seeing that it's not wrong. There's nothing wrong with that.
yeah.
And for me, it is a lot wrong with that. If you, this is where I feel. If you get 18, if that is how you feel, that is how you feel. But I feel like this: it's bad enough that a child have to find a their own way. But when you force it and you take the innocence away, I feel like this: if they want to be a boy, let them be a boy. If they want to be a girl, let them be a girl. If they want to make certain choice when they get older or they're an adult, okay, at least they have the mindset to do. You don't force it. And that is my problem. They are forcing it, and we not talking enough about it. And then there is some pushback on it and everything, and it needs to be talked about. So we have to talk about there are families that's involved, because I had friends that they actually have gay men and lesbians, and they actually told me they are respectful, but when it comes for their rights, they will not fight for it. Our rights as a people is dwindling down. There are churches that are practice homosexuality, and they think it's okay. And then if you want to go by the Bible, what it says is, we ain't gonna really get into that, but we have to make sound decisions, because we got kids right now all confused. And the world is telling them, yeah, this is the way to go, and tell anybody else how they feel about being part of creation, of being a man or being a woman. That is something wrong with it.
And I agree with that. I think you're right to a certain extent. This is where
Whoa, how does it, sir? How does it, I'm sorry. I forgot to get Silks. I'm sorry, Silks. I'm sorry. Introduce yourself, please.
Hello, JT. It's Great Tuesday. JT's Underrated Darkness, and also Jared Garrett. How are you this evening?
I'm doing well.
I want to catch this point, JT, before I make a comment.
Go. Oh, go ahead. Oh, she want to hear your point. Gerald Garrett.
Yeah. Okay. My point is this. See, the thing about our lives currently is that a lot of people are understanding and are recognizing the problems that we are being given. And when I say that clearly. There's no mistake. There is no other reason for these problems other than the Most High. And these are problems that we have to resolve within the law. And the law is clear. And even though you might not believe that you are a part of the message, you are, because this is something that resounds in your heart. This is something that you feel strongly about. And when you feel strongly about something, there is only one messenger. There is only one reason. And so once you recognize that, then you are able to get your point across more effectively. And you put the enemy at a disadvantage. Now, you can come to your conclusions any way you want to. That is the choice that we are able to make. But once you make that choice, either knowingly or unknowingly, you submit to the will of the Most High. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you have to be religious, because I don't believe in religion. I believe in one thing and one thing only, and that is the Most High. So when you start doing things that, even though you don't necessarily agree with religion, you find yourself in the position of believing but not believing.
Yeah,
And that's all I'm going to say.
I get what you're saying, but see, as Silks, I want you to get into it. But this is the problem. They
Okay.
are using religion to push this. And it seems like when we bring it up, it's a problem. But
It is a problem.
Huh?
It is a problem.
Oh yeah, Dad, I'm just saying, I agree with you. I'm just saying the problem. I'm just saying that Gab Talk Me is the voice. But I want to say this, as us as black men, and you know, I want y'all to check out Gab, my brother Gab Talk Media, when he was talking about us as black men. We need to advocate for ourselves. This is all about advocating for myself, and this is all about not being. I don't want to be in subject of forcery. I'm not going to apologize from God make me as a man. I am not going to apologize that he made me to help create a family. I am not going to apologize that God gave me, or I could talk for me, that gave me the book so I could be righteous. I'm not going to apologize for that. But see, the problem is that we got to talk about us as black men.
I agree. And
I ain't finished yet.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, the problem is these are the questions that we have to ask, even black women too. We have to ask the questions. Are we willing to fight for our family? Do we believe of the sacred of marriage? Do we believe in courting? Do we believe in raising our kids right? Do we believe to be in the sacredcy of God's arrangement? Or we do whatever we can as Satan the devil has thrown at us to rebuke them, no matter what religion you are, to understand that the man and the women are raising their kids, are given spiritual and family guidance so they could be better people in this world, so they can keep it on. Because that is all about progressing too. And I just want to get at the Silks right here. Silks, you go get into it.
Okay, JT. My whole thing with this and the Supreme Court, and they're going to be hearing it, and it's going to take about a year before they decide.
Yes.
My issue with this whole thing is that the Employment Discrimination Act was made for the civil rights era, and it was supposed to protect Black folks. Now, even though other people's falling under that, but the main thing, it was for Black folks. And we, over the last, almost 40 years, going to 40 years, it started, at 65, something like 63, whatever.
Yeah, that's about 50
Four.
years.
Yeah. It seemed like we're the ones that's not benefiting from this. Each time, if we do have some type of hope and file a discrimination claim, our claim is going to not get seen, it's not going to get looked at, and you're going to get handed a right to sue letter. Then you're going to have to find an attorney that may take your case or not.
I agree.
Why are these government organizations not? And that's what I think that we need to start having an agenda and put on the agenda. That before you bring anybody else in this group, first, stop letting Black people get violated and see to our concerns.
I agree.
Because to me, this is opening up the door, which it wasn't for white men. And women shouldn't, but the women got included. And only but white women and other races and white men are benefiting from the employment discrimination laws.
I agree.
So this is where it's bothering me. We're looking at a group that makes a choice on their lifestyle. We don't make a choice of being Black.
I agree.
We're born there, even though people want to say that they're born a certain way. But no, I don't think that God make any mistakes like that.
I agree.
Whatever you was born, that's what you was intended to be born. So I believe it's a choice. So why are we giving people that can make this choice of a lifestyle that preference, and then the people who don't have a choice? And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with being Black, but this law was made for us, and we are not the benefactors.
I agree. Go ahead, Deep Darkness.
You call me underrated. That's all right.
Underrated. Okay, thank you.
Underrated. Make it easy for you at first. I'm gonna break you down.
Okay.
I'm breaking you. Call me underrated. Well, I say for this that it's got. I say it like this, that it's got to be more women that got to talk about it, because I feel that they are straight men are talking about it, but it's not enough women, and I think that and then also the ones that really, if y'all want to, in the chat, I put the story in the chat and also the video, so it's in the chat. So yeah, I'm letting you know right now, it's going down, and it's going down next year. They're gonna decide this during the presidential running. And that's like in June, like Monica said, 2000. Nationally is 2000, June 2019. But they were saying they could, like, by state, it could be earlier than that. And so,
You mean 2020, not 19?
I mean 2020, right? I mean 2020. That's what I mean. I'm sorry. I mean 2020. And so. And the question that I ask, we have to really, because you understand it, and I know we talking about kids all the time, yes, and we got to talk about the kids because I definitely want to get into it, but we really have to talk about adults in our community.
I agree.
That these, because you gotta understand, the people that look like us, and Muhammad's the one. How you feel, brother?
I'm good. Assalamu alaikum to all the panel, to everybody on the chat.
All right.
Hello, Silk. Brother, I don't know what's your name, my brother?
Gerald.
Oh, okay. Yeah, brother Muhammad, man. How you doing today?
How you doing? Good.
I'm good, brother. I'm glad to join the conversation. So go ahead. I'm just gonna try to take in what y'all are talking about, and then
yeah, because after I said I want you to jump in, Junior Elder. That's all right.
Okay, cool.
All right, so but this is what I'm saying, that we talk about the kids, and we gotta talk about the kids, but that they are adults working in entertainment,
and also throughout social media that looks like us that are pushing this. And it's not black men, there's black women too. They
Yes.
all become major, especially women. And then women they can get married, y'all can get married you want to because because I do my own digging too. They don't want the few men, gay men, they pushing what's going on the square. And our people talk about what's the square? Look it up. I did square part 1 and 2. Look it up. They pushing stuff on the square. They deliberately found gay and lesbian producers, and then the one create this, and they having pilots on it, and they keep on enforcing it. And then when you go against that, then the sad thing about it, they got a political party, no matter the Democrat or Republican. Well, them Republicans is against that, but believe me, that top dollar, they gonna fall for it too. Then we got men pedophiles, but we don't even talk about the women pedophiles too. We gotta talk about both.
And JT, even though it doesn't look like it's a Republic agenda, there's a lot of Republicans that are behind this. Because there's a lot of Republicans that have that type of lifestyle.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree on that. All right, go ahead, Mom, the one. You come in.
Well, from what I've witnessed, yeah, there are a lot of Republicans but they more or less kind of keep it hidden underneath, whereas the Democrats, they bring that all out, bro.
They got some sugar in the tank, bro.
Yeah.
They not sweet South. They very sweet. Those some sweet boys up there, man. I'm telling you.
It's worse than sweet and low, bro. It's worse than sweet and low.
I'm trying to tell you, you don't put a line on them, man. They might get you. They like that sweet life too, man.
Or they're very hard. And I'm not talking about the men. I'm talking about the women. Are they very hard? And so
right, exactly. Yeah, they very hard. They knock you out. I'm telling you, but see, when we talk about stuff like that, and I know people say you're laughing, but we laughing, but at the same time it hurts because our rights is really being threatened.
Right.
And when they talk about that, they want to silence us. But on this channel, Gary, when you get to know, you will know. There ain't nobody. This is how it is. Our channel. This channel I call our channel. I know my dogs with our channel. Anything that deals with the truth, we don't care what it is. We not being silent. We gonna talk of the truth. We gonna do whatever we can, even if it's 10, 11, 12. And then I know it's going to be people said, I don't know this, I know that. Well, you know what I was telling y'all? Y'all need to go do some investigating. Y'all need to read up on this because less than a year from now, they're going to vote on it.
Yes.
They'll probably do it before next year, though, like you said, though, JT.
I agree.
Because they pushing it. Trust and
because they got don't they have like a 5-4 advantage now for the right wingers in that Supreme Court?
It might change. It might change because Carvajal is against it, and I think somebody else is against it as a Republican. So that means, and I'm being honest, so any Democrats that are going to get mad, you better get mad right now. They might push that through.
Well, that's why.
Exactly, Mark. You're right, Monica. So
go ahead.
No, she was really reading this. He said, so two circuit courts rule differently as Sequego has do. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, of certain things that's going on, Monica. Yes. So that the two circuits they think they talk about like it's not partial. It goes back to whoever holds the party, and that's talking about the Senate and the Senate
and the House of Representatives. The House of Representatives is still Congress. So that means that they said that they are biased, but they come and think about it, they are not. So the Democrats do hold a majority, but the Republicans still have the Senate, and
Yes.
the Senate have power, no matter.
But
Yes.
this hasn't gone before the Supreme Court yet. They haven't even heard it yet. So they said it's going to take about a year for them to hear it, and then they're going to make a decision in 2020, a final
Yes.
decision.
And see, and this is why that we have to look ahead, because we know what's going to happen to a certain extent. And what we have to do is prepare ourselves for whatever they choose to decide. So, in lieu of that, we must become a power to influence. We must become that force that you can't ignore. And in order to do that, we have to pool our resources together. We have to use our leaders, be they good or bad, and force them to acknowledge us. Not them, but us. And that is where we have the authority
Right.
to influence.
Yeah, well, but this what I'm at. And Monica said that we know what is going to happen. Yeah, but what I'm talking about tonight, what I want to focus on. I want to focus on us as a people, as a family. What the necessary steps have to take, because again, I know this is a sensitive matter that we have to talk about, but we have to deal with this.
Yes.
We still
Have to
got
deal with it.
gay and lesbians in our immediate family and friends. And they is gonna be the ones go really pushing it. And I said this again. How do we go about, because this is gonna threaten the sacred of the of our family, especially of the human race, of the reproduction, of everything is, and at the same time, we do have to talk about the churches had turned their backs on the Bible and they trying to rewrite the Bible. And so when they talking about these sins, they trying to make these sins as part of the Bible. So what I'm coming from with this, we have to discuss that, because this Mr. Brother Gary, this channel is all about solutions. So I'm saying
Agreed.
this. I'm gonna throw it at Silks, then I'm gonna throw it at Muhammad the One, and I'm gonna throw it at you, Gary, and then we're gonna keep it going.
Okay. Well, the solutions have to be understood in order to use the tools that they have used against us. So, what we know is that they are trying to eliminate our reproductive system. All right. Those are the reasons for the vaccines. Those are the reasons for the chemtrails. Now, once we realize that, we have to say, okay, first of all, we can't accept vaccines.
Mhm.
We have to use our natural proliferation that was given to us by the Most High. Secondly, we have to utilize the people who have the ability to make a difference in other people's lives, be it financially, be it spiritually, be it physically. All right? These are the people that have to come forward and start to help other people who can't. The third thing that we have to do is purchase land and purchase property and purchase stores and purchase everything that we need to survive as a separate entity, because the entity that is currently in power is against us.
Right. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I want to. I get what you're saying, but I want to. I want to stay with the talk about family. That's
Yes,
what I'm at.
and that was my next point.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
The next point is that we have to establish a foundation with the natural family that was said by the Most High. And that is a mother, a father, and children. It's a simple equation, 1, 2, 3. And when we implement that process, we give our children our thoughts, not their thoughts, our beliefs. And our beliefs are based upon whether you accept it or not. They are based upon the Most High, because every man that I've noticed that has felt that they must make a change has a family.
All right, cool. All right, Silks.
Brother Garrett, I want to go to some of what you said. And believe me, I'm not indulging in this lifestyle, but an argument that they're going to give you is that we are a family. We are a husband, wife. And no matter how sick it is, we are family. We are a husband and wife. Getting back to this topic and the decision, my thing is that Black folks, we need to, because they have it, because it's public record. We need to see all the Black employment discrimination cases that they have denied. We only want the ones by race. Then we can ask them, for the other groups, how had they decided on certain when the person had filed the discrimination. I'm talking about in the government agencies first before they even go to court. I think that's what we need to enforce, because if we was to win some of those cases after we have been discriminated at work, I think our financial situation will be much better than what it is, because we would mainly people probably get their jobs back, because most people that have to file these claims tend to lose their jobs for whatever reason. They may have lost a job. We could get our jobs back, and then we could get a decent settlement. If more Black households was to get that, I think that we would be doing better. I don't think they should do this group and let this group have this preference when the law was written for us and we don't have the preference. I'm going back. I'm staying close to the subject, because everything that we're talking about matters, but what's important is if the Supreme Court, how are they going to decide? And
see that's where I disagree with you. I'm sorry. Go ahead. And you said and.
Yeah, and that the majority of the people that are in this group is not of a Black race, even though we have some Black people participating. Is the majority of this. So white men is going to get always what they wanted. They're going to be heard by this, which they are never heard in employment discrimination laws normally when a case is brought, because they're not in the protected class.
I agree. And see, that's why we see their plan. Their plan is to take away everything. Their plan is to take away our spirituality, our physicality, and our mentality. So that is why we have to take care of ourselves. And more importantly, we have to recognize their plan. And instead of responding to the obvious, we must respond to the plan.
One moment, JT. You need to give a shout out to all your super chats because you're getting some coming in through here. You
I
got
know.
plenty.
I know. Cause I'm saying because my thing's going slow.
Okay.
Nita again. I'm going to get you in a few. Stay right there. Malik Gomar, thank you so much. You know how I do, and
And you had some before that.
I don't see it.
You had one from. It was gone. I hope it's not gone all the way gone in the feed. It was two more that you had. I hope. Oh, they're gone now. So you missed them. But maybe you could shout out later for the two that you had. So this is more of what you guys are saying. This is just going beyond what the decision of the Supreme Court is really like an attack on the traditional family.
Well, from my point of view, it is a attack on everything. So we have to if we don't recognize that, then our responses are short term. You know, if our responses are short term, we're not going to win in the long term. So our mentality has to be of a greater dimension. If it's not, then we might win the battle, but we will lose the war.
Okay. All right. Muhammad's the one.
Real quick before Muhammad's the one. So which one is more important, the war, right, and not the battle, or is the battle
Yes,
is
the
a step
war
to
must be
winning the war?
won. Yeah, we have to win the war because battles in history have been lost. And everybody with a history book can understand that. What we want to win is the war.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm still here. That's it. We want to win the war. I don't need to say anything else. If you can't understand that, then this conversation is unnecessary.
Hey, Soaps, is anything you want to follow up? Then I'm hit. Then I want.
What's
I,
up, Muhammad's the one? I just wanted to get that in real quick.
okay, go ahead, Mom's the one.
Okay. It's funny that y'all are talking about this because earlier today I was looking at the young brother from the Nation of Islam, Ben X, and he mentioned that we can go to our nearest health stations and collect these applications that you want to withdraw from all of the shots, all these like the brother Gerald was just mentioning about these immunizations, and you can actually pick up all of these paperwork and you have to fill it out, but you have to get it in a timely fashion so you can withdraw from all, like from your babies having all of these different shots. Because if you know that these shots ain't no good for your babies, then you don't have to take them. You have that right to submit the paperwork. You submit this paperwork, and then once they okay it, you don't have to. You're not forced to take these immunizations. That's
That is something that I did not know, and I'm so glad you said it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I was listening to him today, and he said what Black people have to do is run to their nearest health station, the ones that's nearest to them. I know in New York City, the one is in Manhattan. So, if you live in the Bronx, Queens, or whatever, you go down there. It's 125 Work Street, for people that are living in the New York City area. If you don't want to take those shots, you get the paperwork, and then once they stamp it and make it official, you are not at liberty to take those immunizations for your kids.
Yeah, but
That's
okay. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Finish because.
so that right there can save, your kid from getting shots that he don't really need. You understand? Now I know there are some that may may become of use. I don't know which ones, you really, pinpoint. But for those other ones that they try to throw on you, like all of a sudden, you don't have to take it. Like I myself, I stopped taking the flu shot years ago because one time I took it and I got really sick, and I got sicker than I was before I even took that. And I stopped taking it. I stopped taking it because I just said hell with it. I'm not gonna do that to my body like that. And then
that is wisdom. That is wisdom. And see, that's what's been given to us. Because we have to have it. Because the forces of evil are great. And we argue against principalities and powers in high places.
I understand what I got to say is I want to stay on top. I'm asking a question about family. This part I'm not dealing with no politics. I don't want to deal with spirituality at this moment. I'm talking about we have families that are gay men and lesbians. How are we going to deal with them is despite our family is being threatened? We gotta talk about this family.
I agree. You're right. And the thing about it is that if we don't understand the reasons behind it, then we can't address the situation in its current form. And that's why when you look at the gayness in our community, we have to look at, well, why is that? If we don't look at why, we can't fix it. You know what I'm saying? And so we look at the identifying events in every black man's life. It's an interesting thing that the numbers that say that over 80% of black men have been in jail. Well, what is jail? Jail is the taking away of your normal environment, right? It's the taking away of your normal environment. So you are not able to do the things that you normally do. So most black men, they usually have 1, 2, 3, many women that they can go to be serviced, right? But that's taken away from you. So what do we do when we're in an environment that only has other men? Well, we adapt, right? Because that is what the black man does. He adapts to his environment. Well, his environment only includes men. Well, what's going to be the result of that environment? And this is what you see. So what you have to do is adapt, right? But then you're released back out into the public. And what you're used to is something that is not is not something where you had the opportunity to deal with for a period of time. So this is the result of the situation that we have been given through outside influences, right? Which is the white man. So not only does the black man have to realize this, but the black woman has to realize this, right? Because she's been affected also. So once the black man realizes this and he comes back to himself, then we can move on and create what the Most High has told us to do. Now, you can have any opinion that you want, but in my opinion says that this is done deliberately, number one. And number two, it puts a spirit in you that is against the Most High. Because the man didn't go in like that, but he came out like that. So you make your own decisions, of course. But you must also recognize the mechanisms involved. And, you know, that's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Well, JT, let me come back to something, okay, what you just said. And the reason why I brought that up, what I brought up about the paperwork for these inoculations, is because it's been documented that a lot of these inoculations and these medicines have made a lot of our black boys have homo tendencies. Okay, so now it also has been documented that the hormone, when they shoot them things in you, your hormones, which should be of the women of what, estrogen, and the brothers are what? What's the brothers are?
Testosterone.
The testosterone levels shrink in a boy. So they're giving that to our black boys, JT. This is why I brought that up. They're giving that stuff to our black boys, ruining the nuclear black family. See, there's a lot of things that they're doing that they don't tell you. That was like the brother that said he was a CDC official, what, a couple of years ago. He warned that the flu shots were no good, and he went disappearing. You see what I'm saying? Remember? So that again affects the black family, and with this gay stuff going on, you know, that's all part of the equation, because you got to lump that right in. That goes right in exactly what I was talking about, because it's already been documented that the testosterone levels in boys, and if you notice how these boys are walking around now, take a look. Take a look. And a lot of them, okay, I would say a lot of these young boys now these kids are remnants of the crack babies of the mothers or the fathers that had them, that they were crack babies, their grandmothers now, it went on down the line. So that combined with these inoculations, that's a hell of a combination, brother. You see what I'm saying? So
Yes.
it does ring a bell. It does ring a bell, and we have to be alarmed about that, because a lot of these kids are walking around. You can look in their eyes, gaze in their eyes for a minute, and see how they're looking. They look like they're
Yes.
lost.
Yeah.
They look like they're
And
lost,
that's
brother.
it. You know, that's it,
Like
bro.
you know,
It's a multi-pronged assault. You
yeah,
know, we when we talk about things, you know, we look at attacks from only one perspective, but we have to look at the
right,
the multiple ways that they are attacking the same issue. I agree. You are right,
facts,
and these are
facts,
facts. So when you take everything into account, you recognize the whole puzzle. And that's what we have to recognize.
right,
We have to recognize the whole puzzle, because you see one aspect of it. I see one aspect of it.
right. JT sees an aspect of it.
JT, right. JT sees another aspect. So we have to put these things together in order to put the puzzle together.
Right.
So,
Silks might see a
yeah.
different perspective.
And Silks is right too. You know, it's rare that you find a discussion that encompasses so many different things, but are the same issue. You know?
Right.
They're the same issue.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
right.
Go ahead.
Now I want to say this because I want Silks to get into it, because you know she makes a rapper, but I think but I'm saying this about family. I want us to stick to family tonight, because we gonna have to go. We going to barbecues. We gonna go to trips. We gonna go, and I know probably some families. Some of us have family members that are homosexual and stuff like that, and they are probably, some of them, they are very, very uncomfortable talking about this. But I would say this: if you feel uncomfortable about this, there's no. If you want to leave, you can leave. There's no doubt.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying, JT. So you
You know
talking
what I'm
about
saying?
Yeah, I see what
You
you're
talking
saying.
about confronting
Yeah,
the
we gotta
issue.
come. That's what I'm talking about. As a family, we gotta confront this because
Yes,
we
yes,
have to confront it. And I'm saying, like, I understand what you're saying. Like, yeah, the flu shots are shots. I get that and everything like this. But as for me, it's like this that part of the conversation is not happening. I'm
yeah,
not saying up here, but in the past, we don't talk about that. And then at the same time, we talking about we talk about pedophiles, but at times we gotta talk about the pedophiles too in the family and even in men and women. We gotta talk about that. We got to deal with that. And Silks, please come back to the piece. So Silks, are you there?
I'm here, JT. It just took me a minute to get back to the hangout.
Oh, okay.
I was
okay,
trying.
thank you.
Well, did you hear what
Um, 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 Monica Monica Justice is saying that deflecting from the issue at hand, which is the Supreme Court will decide employment discrimination laws apply to the LGBT community. Um, she's saying that we are, what is this word? Relitigate?
mute your mic, brother? You make there's too much noise in the background, Gary.
Relitigate, or is it regulate gay rights is counterproductive?
That's what she say, yeah.
So having any other discussions other than, I guess I'm supposing what she's saying that, and she's not up here. She didn't want to come up here, and she was deflecting about going to read a book because she said we was getting off the topic.
That, that,
Um,
that's why I was trying to get back on topic because I asked a question about families, and so she felt that we was getting off the topic and everything. But I do want to as a mother, I do want to. Do you hear what I just said, Silks, or you want me to repeat it?
Go ahead and repeat it, JT.
Okay, and when I'm talking about this, we have families that are homosexual, and then we go on trips, we have hangouts, cookouts, and they do unnecessary things around us and everything. And so at times I see it. They don't have no respect for the family member. And then you tell them is listen, you can't do it around here. If you want to, that's the law. But you got little kids out here that stuff like that. Now, how do us as a people, how do we deal with that? How do we go and confront this? Because this been going on for a long time, and there is a battle.
But we're not standing our grounds. We're accepting the behavior instead of standing up to the behavior. I heard this.
No, Mark. No. There's no hate. I don't want you to think there's no hate. No, there's no hate about it. But my thing is this: that as for me, that there are certain issues that is happening, and I don't want to be feel that I violate. I don't want to feel violated. And I know for me, what I'm doing, I confront homosexuality. I confront it, and they actually let me know they could do whatever they want.
But I want to know, because we're talking about and addressing this issue from a heterosexual point of view, how is this hate at any level? I'm trying to figure out how is this hate, because we're addressing a decision that's going to happen in June. I mean, in 2020, that maybe adversely affect the black people.
And you know, and also I gotta say this, that I have a godson, and I always say, you know what you gotta do. You gotta be beyond. You gotta be with people and stuff like that. And that's my godson. He's the youngest, and he came to me one day, God, Dad, I gotta talk to you about something. And I said, well, what's going on? You know, books is all right and everything. No, he said, nah, college is fine. That's what he said. I'm going to play ball in New York and stuff. Or okay, he made a decision. Okay, cool. That's like, you know, you become a man. That's what you got to do. But he said he has a friend that gay that is trying to force himself on him. And he said, listen, I don't do stuff like that. If that's what your choice to do, you go ahead and do it. But I'm not that way. So I asked him what you had done. I said, I can't be your friend anymore because you cannot respect for me be as a young man. If that's what you choose to do, yes, you choose to do. And I did not know at the time that he was forcing himself on him. I said, have you tell the teachers? Yeah. So I had to go to school. I said, all right, if he tell you what's going on, why you haven't helped him? So there is a certain disconnect. How I teach how to deal with this and stuff like that. And so for me is this that I'm going to take a stand, but it doesn't make me that I hate people. But I also I gotta get this out. But I also seen that they are heterosexual has been violated and it has not been talking about. And so tonight I'm bringing this up so we could deal with this. So hopefully we could live in harmony and stuff so we can respect each other. But see, I see for me, I'm a rebel. I'm not. I don't. I'm all about we get along stuff, but there's a certain injustice has happened, and you know I'm going to address it. And I always talk about five people and stuff like that, but at the same time that their rights is being taken away. And I think that some of our people have messed up because we have not stepped up forward to the fight for our rights too. That goes with it. And I don't hate nobody. I really don't, but I'm I'm very strong of my masculinity as a man. I'm going to stand up being a man because a black woman wants my man. Because I mean, Diana says she wants me to because it got to come from me first. I ain't going to stand up being a man for myself, self value, and then that strong black woman will identify it, and that's is part of it is being threatened too. And that's what I'm at right now. So I'm putting it out there. I don't hate nobody. But at the same time, I'm going to take certain stands. You know, I remember my parents told me, you know, son, you're going to have to take certain stands that is right, that people is going to be upset at you. They ain't going to want to understand, you know, and stuff like that. But I'm going to take stands that there are some people is going to be mad at me or they're going to hate me. But long as I know my heart is in the right place, long as my conviction in the right place, and along the way that some people had the same mindset, that it's going to be like this. You know, so I'm saying Muhammad is the one. You know, you can go ahead, say what you have to say.
Well, if you're talking about confronting the situation, then like let's say you're at a picnic or a family outing.
It could be any place. It don't have to be Pacific. It could be any place.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm just using that as a
Okay.
But I guess you would have to take that person and pull them to the side and tell them like, yo, this is not accepted here, man. You got children here, and we don't want to confuse them. Listen, what you do with your life is what you do with your life. But don't put that on exhibit A or B in front of these people. You just be like just like everybody else. The same way they don't put on an exhibit of their heterosexual behavior. As long as they don't do that, then you can't do that. You see what I'm saying? You have to read him the rule book before that thing gets even started. Now, if he doesn't comply, then you're gonna have to, I guess, escort him out or whatever the case may be, because you don't want your kids, especially little kids, 5 years old, 6 years old, that they're asking questions at that age. You understand? Like, mommy, what is that all about? You know how kids are at that age. So, you'd have to give him a set of guidelines for him to, because, and if he tells you, well, I can act anyway, then you don't need to be here. You don't need to be here. That's as simple as that. I mean, that may sound crass, that may sound cold, but hey.
But I'm gonna say this: if they act, because it goes with heterosexual too. Because some it goes heterosexual too. Because I've been in things like even heterosexual, like in my family, they kids. So no, you can't do that. You around kids. So let's put it out there like this too.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I just said that.
I have to say this because I'm not gonna bite my tongue for what's right. I'm not going to do that. If I hold my tongue and let things hurt our people or some other, what kind of man I am?
Right.
I'm not going to do it. You hear what I'm saying? And I'm not. And this is the thing that I'm telling you from personal experience and what I seen myself in my own eyes. I have to. And I'm telling. Well, I give you a case in point. I was with a co-worker 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Not picking on no gay or lesbian when people think you picking on them, but no, right? Okay. So the co-worker said, "Look, you got little kids over here. You cannot go sit on each other's lap and feel each other. You got little kids here. You can't do that. You got little people here. Why? No, you cannot do this here. If you want to do that." You take it where you at inside and do that. You can't. That's disrespectful.
Exactly.
But see, if I say that, then some people think that's hate.
Right.
Or we talk about any of these issues.
No, I'm not.
I want to, JT, can I adjust Monica Mo Justice on this?
It had nothing to do with Monica. I'm just saying.
No, because she said, how does this Supreme Court ruling, how is this going to adversely affect Black people?
Well,
you can go ahead and talk. I'll come back. I just want to keep that thought there so I can remember. But go ahead and say what you have to say.
No, it just for me is that if we gonna keep on running away for what's going on, like what happened to my godson, and he said if I would have hit him, defend myself, I will lose my scholarship. That's something to talk about. And it is happening in our community, and I have to say it again. It does happen throughout throughout the world, throughout everybody, humanity.
Yes, I agree with you. You're right.
It happens, and so it goes for young girls too. That they goes for them too. The way they friends force on them.
Well, may I say something? Oh. May I say something?
Go ahead.
Well, this is why that we have to do the opposite of what Martin Luther King said. We must separate. If we don't separate, we don't have influence over our children. You know, we don't have the ability to guide their lives in the way that we believe. If and more importantly, Raul and Silk said something important because it's part of the solution. You know, we have to be aware of our children. We have to understand that they are impressionable. You know, anybody can impression a child because they're new. So when you send your child to school, when you take the child to the doctor, when I'm saying that all of these things are impressions. All right. And if you as an adult don't recognize that, then you're already starting at a disadvantage. You know? So, but if your child is brought up with you next to them, the parent is the impressionable person who puts his impression on life for the child. You know? And while these things are regarded as a positive thing for them to be indoctrinated with these perceptions at an early age, we also have to recognize that we also have to recognize our power. And our power is great because we're the first ones that saw them. We're the first ones that changed their diapers. We're the first one that they talked to. You know, we're the first ones that saw them walk.
Facts.
So we have to use that. If we don't use it and other people use it, then we give away our power.
Okay. So
Go ahead. Okay, I'm sorry.
JT, let me ask you a question, JT, real quick. So you're saying if the Supreme Court rules in favor of the LGBT, that it will automatically replace blacks at those jobs, that they you think that would happen?
No, it's not that, Muhammad. What it is that they're gonna what they're gonna rule on, that do they have a right for their cases to be heard?
Okay.
And that's what the issue is. My issue when I'm saying this, that everybody, with the discrimination law, it seemed like everybody's being protected but black folks. Okay. We're not getting our cases heard at the lower levels. Right. When I'm talking about here in California, we have the Department of Fair Housing and Employment. And right. For the nation is equal employment opportunity. Okay. My thing is that there has to be some discussion. Why are we not being heard? Why are our cases are being kicked out from these government organizations? And since there's a large community of LGBT, if this passes in the court, then their cases are going to be heard and our cases are still going to be overlooked and get kicked out. And we are not going to have any resolutions because they know that we can't afford attorneys, majority. And a lot of attorneys are not taking these cases pro bono unless they do something really egregious on the job, like constantly, if they're calling you a nigger, after back and forth, they have to do something really egregious for our cases to be heard instead of subtle sense. Well, right. So now what they're saying, when you have an alternative lifestyle, that's a choice that people are making.
Yes.
Being born black in America is not a choice.
A choice, right? Exactly.
So why is a law that was when it was first created was for us, why we're not benefiting from it. That's what I'm saying. That's why it will have an adverse effect on us. Because we're
Well,
not
Right.
benefiting from a law that was created for us.
yeah,
I got you.
I'm gonna say this though, that Monica told a solution. I'm glad you brought it up, Monica. The solution is that if we have kids and we have to prepare. I think the point is that our people, we have to learn to prepare ahead of time. And I think that what we have to do, if it's going down, we have to sit down with our kids. And we have to let them know. We have to let them know how they feel about this, and to do whatever we can to protect them. And at the same time, we got to have these discussions.
But I think that right now we're having two different discussions, JT. Because how old a child when they start working at the legal age to start working for a child is 16 years old.
I understand that,
Right.
but I'm saying that, but they saying, but this is what I'm saying. It goes back to TV and stuff, but they pushing this for a long time. It's in their phones. It's you know it's in their phones. It's all throughout the internet. So we gotta find a way to talk to our kids. We
Right,
got
but what I'm saying, that's a different discussion from what you have your topic is.
yeah, but
Right.
let me finish. Let me finish, please.
It's still a different discussion, JT. You can finish. You can finish. And I'm going to allow you to do that. But now we're having two different discussions about talking to our children about being about this thing about the lesbian and LGBT agenda and this ruling. So that's all I wanted to say. We're
Okay,
talking about two different things.
I'm going to connect that. I'm going to connect that. I'm glad you do. Because I'm every time we put the kids on the side, but see, another thing, we gotta have the discussion. Firstly, among us as adults, especially in our community. I think that it's gotta be. I know it's gonna be like uncomfortable for some of us as a people. There's gonna be some that don't want to deal with it, and it's cool if you feel you are uncomfortable, but understand that if you feel a certain way, they not going to ask the whole everybody else how they feel. They're gonna ask certain ones how they feel, and they're gonna act on it. And all about it, and I'm gonna tell you, and then one thing too that we have to talk about it, it's all about economics too. It's all about economics too, and then they're gonna really, really push it. It's gonna really gonna push it in a work, and it's going to, at times, it's going to be, it's going to be like maybe there's certain places that it's going to happen, and and I think the people think it's getting uncomfortable right now. Wait and see, wait and see for like next year or 2020 during the presidential race. And it's gonna be something, and I'm talking about for our people that we have to talk about. And as a heterosexual, and because there are some heterosexuals, they some of them don't think that it ain't a problem. That some of them think that. I had some call me that I don't think it's a problem. It's as long as it don't happen to me, or long as they know where I come from. But this is the thing that what I'm at right now is just that when there's one side say get along, but on the opposite side they said no. We not going to get along. We're gonna push this we're gonna push this wherever, and you're gonna take this because this is our right. I feel what happened along why it comes to Supreme Court because of certain extent, and I'm not talking about us. I'm not even talking about us right here. the politicians in our community had dropped the ball. They have not fight for our community for a long time. And so us as people that are heterosexual, that love to be a man, that love to be a woman, it's a fight. And it feels uncomfortable. And there's gonna be some people feels that you don't supposed to fight. You supposed to let it be. But at the same time, that is just that we still have to prepare ourselves in case it happens. And it has to be respect. And what's going on right now, there's no respect. And then what I'm seeing that for some of us as a people, and I'm being honest with you, I'm pissed off of that. I'm very pissed off of that. That I'm not being respected. That you got some people that everything that our ancestors have fighting for. And I know there are some people in the chat might not like what I say, but I'm going to say it anyway. That our ancestors have fought for, and we always was about families. And even we have gay and lesbians, have done great work for our community. But there's a different thing is they never put sexuality first above the movement. You got Zola Henson. You got the great writer of the late great James Baldwin, one of the great writers, poets, advocates ever. He was a gay. He was gay, but he never put his sexuality above our people. He fought. He with Malcolm X. But our people right now, they had took the necessary steps to make sure their sexuality be first instead of us as moving as a people. And do it make me feel uncomfortable? No, it don't. It really don't, because I always gonna stand for this. This is it. I always gonna fight for family. I always gonna fight for our family. I always gonna fight for wherever I can. Just shoot. So I'm a godfather. I Christian 7. And the rest of them, I had a big family. So I gotta make sure they okay. And I gotta make sure our people's okay. And I know maybe it's a slim chance that whatever this was going on, but I thought that our people, wherever is right, that we fight for it. I never thought I'd see the day that we just gotta accept things what it is, and everything's okay. That part to me, it bothers me. That's why I'm the grinder, because I be grinding. I don't care. You know, I took positions that I have lost friends because I know I felt the bigger picture has to be talked about. And I took on, I ain't gonna say me taking on, but some of us has taken on tonight. I feel that we have to discuss about that. And Monica was right that we got off the subject a little bit about Supreme.
But in a way we didn't, because she said there are 4 different discussions: harassment, discrimination, civil rights, parent rearing, and she said we had another topic, economics, and we had a topic of immunization. Now, for the civil rights, the discrimination and harassment, it's all under one umbrella. First of all, the civil rights and the equal opportunity Employment Commission came out of the civil rights era. The discrimination types that are under that for employment where you can be discriminated against is age, disability, equal pay and compensation, genetic information, harassment, national origin, pregnancy, race/color, religion, retaliation, sex, and sexual harassment. It has nothing under there for sexual orientation. And that's what they want to include on there. And my argument is to that. First of all, they're not even seeing our cases. They're throwing our cases out. They're throwing Black employees' cases out of these regulatory bodies. So that means that we're going to still get overlooked again.
But I think that Muhammad's the one I want you to get to. I think what we have to do now, we got a bigger work that we have to do. I mean, I'm not saying we not doing it because we are doing it on this channel, and I know there are other channels is doing it too. So that means that we got to keep this. We got to keep the conversation going, and then wherever injustices happen, we have to speak up and we have to act on it. We cannot be no half-ass on it anymore. And like I said before, I'm talking about the people in the chat. I'm not talking about the people in the chat, and I'm not talking about the people in the panel. And I have to re-emphasize again because we do talk about issues like that, and we do try to find solutions to them. But at the same time, we just cannot walk away from injustices again. We got to stop that. We just cannot just keep on saying, okay, this is going to happen and this is what it is. We got to do our due diligence to find out what's going on. If there is injustices in our people, we have to speak on it. And that is our damn problem. We do not speak up enough injustices and what happened. And some of our people, and I say it, and some of our people are sleeping. And I'm tired of it. And while this oppressed system is doing this and that, blind us and everything, make some of us feel comfortable, and they think everything is sweet. No, it's not sweet. We still gotta fight for our rights. Ever since 1919, it ain't stopping. We still gotta fight for our rights, and we have nothing. We still gotta fight, people.
And you're absolutely right on that, JT. So what I'm saying is how do we go about that? Because how do we go about fighting for the rights of heterosexuals? Because that's what we're mainly speaking of. How do we go about that without having an appearance that we're having hate language because we're speaking up for our rights?
Oh, Jasmine. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
How do you do that? Very simple. We have to come from behind the walls and show up to these places. Even if you stand there with a bunch of people, get the young people out there too now, because this is going to be for them for years to come. Okay? And we back them up. Okay? And, you know, it's a form of a protest, but it's not just a regular protest. We're there to put the pressure and the screw. But see, if we do that, we can't just come out for about a week or 2 weeks and then go home, or, you know, because that's what we tend to do. This got to be done all year round, every day or every other day or whatever. I mean, people have to get up and go. Okay, because see, it ain't gonna come to you sitting behind a mic. It ain't gonna come to you sitting on YouTube. It's not gonna come to you doing shows. You got to get out there, and that's where our people are missing the boat. Because see, even if you show up to an all-white rally, they ask you, "Yo, what y'all doing here?" "Nah, we just here to see what's going on." You ain't got to tell them what you up there for. Okay, you can go underground. You're overground, but you can go underground with your strategy. Okay, and when they start, trust me, because I've done this in my activism. When they see you and they see that face coming around, or they see those faces coming around constantly, they get scared. They do. They get scared. They really like, oh no, we gotta change this. Yo, these, well, yo, they're upset. You see what I'm saying? And we're gonna have to be willing to take the brunt of what's to come. But see, a lot of our people are afraid. They're afraid. It's the fear, and we have to get over that fear. Because if you want change, see, the thing about change is this, my people. Change comes when a whole bunch of us come together to do what we have to do.
Well,
If they see 2 or 3 of y'all, they ain't gonna pay you no mind.
okay.
But they see thousands, they see millions, they say, oh shit. Look, when I was at the first Million Man March in Washington, D.C., even Bill Clinton, who was supposed to be the first black president, he got out of town. Because we came on a weekday, on a Monday. We didn't come on no Saturday. We came on a Monday when the Congress is in, and we went towards the Congress. After it was over, we went right into the Congress and all that. They were like, oh shit, who are all these people? You see what I'm saying? So, but we didn't keep up the fight. See, we laxed. And see, once you start laxing, they say, oh yeah, we got him. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't got to burn things down or riot or whatever. Just keep showing up. Just keep showing up.
Yeah.
Preserve your community.
Okay.
You understand?
Got you.
That's it. Yeah.
Well, Monica is not, she's saying that the young people are not going to stand with you when you are discriminating on a population that they have come to appreciate that their generation is different than the prior generations.
She has a point. She has a point. But
do all young people appreciate that lifestyle? I don't think all young people.
I don't think. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. So we have to, crunch the numbers. We got to see who's with it and who's not. Because see, a lot of these young people coming up, they think that this is okay, but we have to teach them like this is not okay. This is not normal behavior. You see, this is not normal behavior. So, into what Monica's saying, she's correct. She's right. But you have, you're also correct also, because we have to crunch the numbers to see, because there are a lot of young people that can't stand those people. I hear them every day out here in my community. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, that dude, man, they moles, man. Hey, coach, they moles, man. We can't stand that. And I'm like, oh, but I thought y'all was used to that. They said, man, we don't like that shit. I said, okay. So now what you'd have to do is gauge the temperature of those young people and find out where they're at. Sit down and talk to them. Let them run the conversation and ask them how they feel about it.
But I want to say this.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say this, and I know some of our people is not gonna like it, but you know what? If you're not listening to what I'm saying, if you don't understand that I'm trying to fight for our family to be together, something's wrong with you. So that means you got some incentive that you don't want our family to be together. That you figure that traditional doesn't count. That you don't feel that a man and a woman in the house help raising their kids up is something wrong. That is something wrong with that. or make sure they make sound decisions while they growing up. See, all along we always been a resilient people. We have proven that ever since slavery, ever since we came in this, ever since we was in slavery, was in bondage and stuff. We had risen to the occasion, and and we always diverse, but at the same time, they're also toxic diverse, and it's so funny that it was so funny. I remember that I was talking to the Black Panther Party. I was 8 years old, and I was seeing certain things would happen, and it was I see people that's toxic diversity, diverse. You don't want to see that. So when they was talking to me about it, and I have to see for what I have to see, that was the most profound what happened to me when I was 8 years old. Now I did not know that I was dealing with it at the time. I thought, man, I thought I was dealing with that with 6. I didn't know. And
Right.
so for me, it's that I had I dealt with people that had different races and stuff. And when you little kid, you know how it is. Everything is innocent,
Right.
and then come to find out you can't play with them no more. And the parents, and my parents, they thought I didn't know, but I knew. Maybe you can't play with them no more. Finally, I was black, and so, and that is another issue that I'm not going to trust and believe. I'm not going all around and stuff like that. Or I'm just saying that I'm not all about. See, sometimes multiculturalism, sometimes it can be toxic. And sometimes we think that there are some people that is on our side, but deep down inside they not,
Right.
and you get
Right.
hurt. And all I'm just saying that I just want to fight for our family, you know, and at the same time to be in existence in this world, this oppressed system that we in. We got to correspond with it. Yes, I understand loud and clearly. I get it. But my parents always told me this, fight for what's right is never easy. It's never easy.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Look, let me tell you something. The last time when we went down there to DC for that last Million Man March, Farrakhan gave the instruction: 10,000 men in each city get together. You come to the mosque. They'll give you training. You didn't have to train. You didn't have to be a Muslim. You could stay whatever you were. Just come and get the training, because we had a two-front thing that we were dealing with: rogue police and the guys that was trying to destroy the community. Now, he gave these divine instructions for us, right? What do you think our people did? Oh man, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't got no time for that. See, now he's giving you the antidote, but you don't want to do. Then you're gonna say, oh, but what is he doing? What do you mean? What is he doing? He gave you the instructions to do for self, but our people don't want to do for self. They didn't want to get up on it. You see what I'm saying? Now, and then people tell me, oh, but he's this, he that. I said, wait a minute, do you know what this man done did over the years? Plus, he loves his own people. What are you talking about? I said, they done put schools up, they done did this, they done got this. What do you do? What have you done? See, then when they say, oh, you getting on, no, because you're talking all that nonsense. What have you done? What have you done to ensure the community was good? Are you out there every day? Oh, I ain't got no time. Then don't say a word, man. See, and that's us as black men. We don't do what we're supposed to do. Because if we would have did that from 2015 till now, you'll see a whole different change in the neighborhoods. You wouldn't see cops coming in there shooting us unarmed or none of that. You see? Because we would tell them, yo, we got this, man. We know where everybody's at. Chill. Stand down. We got this. Okay? And we have shifts of guys between 24-hour shifts. Boom. Around the clock. Boom. But nobody wanted to do it. So whose fault is that? You see? Everybody wants to be a critic, but they don't want to do the work. You see? Everybody wants to be that guy. Oh, the hell with him or the hell with it. Then what are you doing? You see, that's what kills me. That's what burns me up, JT. Because the man gave it. He told us. And they would give the training for free. Free of charge. Show you how to defend yourself, how to do this, do that, how to maneuver, how to go to certain points of the neighborhood to make sure whether the hot point, whether if they're hot areas or whatever. Yo, he gave us the instruction. But nobody wanted to do it. You didn't have to change to become a Muslim. He said that. But no. Oh, I ain't got no time to do that. Oh, all the excuses started coming out. This is why we're in the shape we're in now. I'm sorry. I'm going to call a spade as a spade because I'm tired of people trying to come at the Nation of Islam with their little pseudo craziness. And you know who I'm talking about, JT. There's a couple of them. And they be on YouTube going on, what are you doing for the community? What are you doing?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, I understand, brother. I get it. Everything.
Yeah, what are you doing?
It's just that for me, and sometimes that when we bring issues like that, emotions does happen. I expected it, but I feel that, and it's sad to say this, that some of us, we still got a long way to go.
Yeah.
We got a long way to go. But I think we found some solutions tonight? I believe we did. What happened to Gary? He got off?
Yeah, he been left.
Oh wow! I got him up later on while he left. But we
No, he came back.
Huh?
He left. He came back for a few minutes.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't see that.
They see it.
But you know, yeah, you know what it is. I heard something today, y'all, about it took a long while to get slavery off the ground, and all the years it took for that to happen. So it's going to take a lot of years for us to unlearn a lot of things.
But you know what I see, Muhammad?
Yes, ma'am.
I see us going into the era where we're not going to have any more rights. We're going to go back to I hope we don't go back into slavery, but I see that Black Americans are not going to have any rights because we're not fighting for overall as a people. We're not fighting for any rights. We're fighting for everybody else to have justice and talking all this other stuff, but we're not looking at us, and we're going into the point that nothing is happening to us, and it is. And this and you guys are coming over with the various ways that they are trying not to for us to procreate anyway as a male and a female.
Right.
They don't want us to. And we are fighting with it along with the majority, that they don't want us to have a family community anymore. And this is one of the ways that we're gonna be defeated
Well, that's
if
why.
we don't get strong enough for the heterosexual community, because
Right.
our rights are being impinged on too, and
Yeah.
we have to
Oh yeah.
sit
Oh
around here. Excuse me.
no. I was just gonna interject with all this gay stuff. Guess what? They're trying to replace the black woman. Let that sink in. They're trying
I
to
think
replace you black. Yeah,
they
no,
trying
they're
they
replacing
trying to
you black
replace
women.
us all. They trying to get
Yeah,
women with women and men with men, and if that
right,
happens, there will be no
right,
children,
right,
except for the children that
right.
are not yours. And that's a lot of people argument. People say, well, there's a lot of children that needs a home, but what about the children that got the same bloodline running through you?
Mhm. Right.
Or people are just getting together just to bear children. Because
Right.
nowadays, homosexual men and homosexual females are having sex to procreate,
Tell me about it.
but that's
Well,
not the
tell
normal.
me.
That's not the way that I think we should be creating these
Procreate. Right. No,
households.
you're right. No, you're
So,
right. Well, listen.
so let me ask you a question. So, do you think that it should be more women take on these conversations?
Well, they're taking on the conversations, but I think they're taking on the conversations in favor of the lesbian, gay,
Right.
BET agenda
Right.
and not
Right.
opposing their agenda.
Right.
That's what I meant to say.
Good one,
Do
Silk.
you do
Good
you
one, Silk.
right? That's a good one. But this is what I'm saying.
Good one.
Do you think of these conversations tonight, it should be more black women with yourself have these conversations often and explain why, please.
But JT, I'm having these conversations, and I know there are black women that are
But
not
it's
in the
not
same
enough.
agreement that I am.
But I'm saying, look, it's not enough. It really is scattered out.
But just as I told you, because they may not openly admit it, but everything in their behavior, and some are openly admitting it, everything in their behavior is accepting and agreeing with the LBGT, now Q, queer, and they're going to add some more letters to it, agenda.
Well, Monica just said she came back in the chat. I'm glad you're still here, Monica.
They co-signed it. They co-signed it.
She said
They
no.
co-signed it.
Yeah, she said no. They replacing black man. The
She
black.
said that she was saying that to Muhammad the One when he was saying that they're trying to replace us.
Oh, okay.
Right. They are. They are. They're trying to replace both of us, but look what they doing to the men. Oh, you don't need that woman. Get this guy. That's what they do.
But that's a
The women,
replacement too.
right? And women better be well aware of that. I see it.
And you're right,
I
JT.
see it.
This behavior is being pushed on our children. There was a
That's right.
young man that I know of that now he's still in high. At that time, he was barely in high school, 9th or 10th grade. He wasn't even trying to have sex. That was not on his mind. But all the kids, just because he's not even having sex yet, all the children was like teasing him and talking about he's gay and all like that. Now, when I was hearing the adults handling this, they just went ahead and accepted, well, he can't help who he loves. The young man is saying that he is not even trying to have sex. He want to do good in school. That is not on his mind right now. His mind
Right.
is to excel in school. But he's getting all this opposition against him and trying to make him choose a sexual orientation that he don't even want to follow.
That's
Or
right.
he has no idea of that. Only thing he wants to do is just get through school. So when you have the administration and the teachers and the student population, because everybody thinks that's the normal right thing to do now, is already here, so we might as well accept it. You have children that's having difficulties because they ain't even want to deal with that part of their life right now. They're not having sex, they're not even trying to think about it, but it's being pushed on them. And it's being pushed on them to choose the same sex.
That's right.
So it is a dilemma we're in. And how are we going to face this dilemma without saying or without being called out that we're having sex? We're having sex crime languages. We're speaking, we're saying horrible things about the homosexual community, and no, we're not. Only thing I'm just saying when it comes to this employment discrimination law, I don't want their agenda to become before my agenda as a Black person when Black people need to file against these employers because the employers are still discriminating against us in 2019.
Right.
Yeah. Let me read this from Brother Rob. Brother Rob, thanks for coming to educating our community. He said we must take into consideration the general public either don't give a thing or are uninformed.
Yep, he's right.
Well, Brother Rob, I hope they are uninformed and not just giving a fuck.
He's right.
I'd rather take that argument, and then hopefully the people can get informed and get this information.
Right.
But if they flat out giving a fuck, then we are
in trouble.
Yes, grave trouble. We might as well dig them graves right now and just fall all in it.
Yeah. And then the one thing that we better understand too, not picking on the way. Yeah, that's a good point, Jasmine Virgo, Dwayne Wade's son. Yeah. Yep. Remember that's what Yeah.
Yep.
That's right. Yep. Right on time, Jasmine. Right on time.
Look at Magic's son. Magic Johnson's son.
Well, Brother Rob, you said we look for a strategy. That's what we talking about tonight, Brother Rob. That's what we talking about, strategy. But it has to be more discussions about this too. We just cannot just think about that everything is kumbaya and why our family is being threatened and stuff like that. That's what we talking about, strategy, Brother Rob. So if you want to get on the panel, feel free. Oh no, it's too late for you because you got to get ready for. You got to get ready for today. But we, as you already know, Brother Rob, we always talk about strategies. When we always talk about, solutions and stuff, strategies and stuff. That's what we talking about tonight. But I'm saying, when we find strategy, we got to act on it. But at the same time, we just cannot turn our heads away that there are some injustices really happen. We cannot, because we got to stop turning our back and wait for these injustices really happening in the past. But I agree with you. We got to have strategy. I agree on that. I definitely agree on that.
The strategy's got to be planned. Yeah,
it has got to be planned, and we have to understand when we move on this. We have to move on it. It cannot be like, oh, I don't know and stuff. Nah, it is going to be a strategy. It's got to be substantial. Everybody got to work in one code. Not everybody's not going to be working one code. What's going on? But I say this, that it's good that we had these discussions, and it's going to rub some people the wrong way. And then, I understand that. But at the same time, it's got to start from somewhere, because next year, family, it might go down. You know what I'm saying? It might go down next year. Now, I know we had discussions even before then too, but I feel that us as a people, you cannot. We got to stop, run away, and still thinking that everything is good.
Right.
You know what, JT? The only reason why it may not go down because we have an anti-gay, anti-LGBT Q Supreme Court justice.
Right.
They're not pro for this community,
Right.
and they are going to be making the decision on it.
Well,
Sister
And then they're
Silks.
comfortable in their positions because unless they do something really egregious, they're not going to lose their seats. Their seat's going to be there until they decide to resign or die.
Sister Silks, can I ask you a question?
Yes, Muhammad Sawan.
Didn't they just, if I'm not mistaken, and I may be wrong, but didn't last year they ruled against the gay? Oh, they ruled against people that have businesses that they don't have to serve them. Didn't they? Didn't they rule for that?
No, because
I
we have
think
to.
they did. I think they did.
Not
Because
here in
remember
the
that?
state of California, and in my job, we already got new things and added new things even in our software that we have to respect them and if and they declare what is their sexual orientation
Mm.
and we have to respect that.
Oh, because I thought they ruled in favor of the shop owners. I think they did though, sister. But California does its own thing
What you
anyway.
mean
You
rule
know.
in the favor of the shop owners for what you talking about for public assistance?
No. For remember they had these shop owners that they didn't want to serve people because they were gay, because they were staunch Christians, and they won that fight in court,
Oh,
in
I'm not
Supreme
sure
Court.
about that. Well, they didn't win the
Yeah, you
fight
could
in
look it.
court, but they didn't win the fight in court that they can't marry them if they choose not to.
No, not married. I'm talking about serve them at their behest. You know, like if they come in their store, they ruled for the shop owners. They did. I remember that. I think it was last year sometime, and a lot of gays came away from there really pissed off. They ruled, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of the shop owners. Because there was a case in Indiana where this gay couple walked in and they wanted to do buy a wedding cake from this person that was selling wedding cakes, and they said, "Nah, I'm not serving you because I'm a staunch Christian and y'all are living the wrong life."
Yeah, they
And
lost that
they
one.
won. Yeah,
I'm talking
right.
about, no, we lost that. The heterosexual lost that.
No, they could. I think they won it.
Well, I'm gonna research that
Look,
again, Muhammad.
look it up. Yeah, to be sure. But I thought they won it. I thought they won that game because a lot of gay people came away really upset about that. You know what I'm saying?
you
You can
talking
look
about
it
the
up though to
cake?
be sure.
You talking about the cake?
The cake, the like shop owners that don't want to serve the gay people because of their belief, their religious beliefs. And they said they have a right not to serve you if they feel their religious beliefs supersede them being gay. That's right. They won that case. They won that case, if
Who
I'm
won
not
the case?
mistaken.
Who won the case?
The shop owners,
Oh.
people that had businesses. Because there was a specific case in Indiana, JT, I think it was a couple of years ago, where this gay couple walked in. They walked into this cake shop in Indiana, and the guy told him, "Yo, I'm a staunch Christian. I'm not serving y'all." And the people got them to court, and they lost in court, in Supreme Court. They went all the way to the Supreme Court, and they lost. They lost 5-4. They lost 5-4. And I was like, wow. I said, okay. So saying what Silks just said, that these people they might be anti-gay, I think that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. But you can look it up to be sure. Because I'm pretty sure I think they lost it.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
well, I read some cases today too
Mm-hmm.
that it was overturned too. Not the one you talking about. That they ruled with the gay and lesbian.
Really?
And, oh yeah. So that's what I'm saying. And that's another
I
conversation.
found it in USA Today
Okay.
article. This is back in January. They talking about not just about a cake shop, people battle and bias, something like that.
Right.
I'm trying to pull it up now.
And
Okay.
so people, we gotta understand it. They talking about bathrooms and stuff.
Oh yeah, remember that one in North Carolina?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. And that transsexual, if she's a woman now, she can use and she can go into the woman's bath. Yo, that shit was crazy.
Well, see, but this is what I'm saying. But these are the women they need to talk against that.
Right. But a lot of women are co-signing it, bro.
Yeah.
Especially our women. A lot of our women are co-signing it, bro. They're co-signing. I hate to say that, but they're co-signing.
Yeah, like so say.
Yeah. They co-signing, bro. So what do you do in that particular? I mean, you know.
I know, but
I mean, damn, you
yeah,
lose the battle
yeah, that's true though.
and the war.
And even some men too, and that's gonna be a hard climb for women for our queen right here. It's gonna be a hard climb.
Right. Right.
But a lot of them is not gonna be in alignment. They're not gonna be in line with what she talking about. They not.
Exactly.
They can say all they want to, but they ain't in line with that. Look what's up tonight. Like, oh, I trying to get Nita. I don't know. I trying to get her in, but I know sometimes it could be YouTube, man. I'm trying to get her in. It couldn't
Who's
get
that?
in.
Sorry, JT.
What that noise in the background?
I cut it.
Oh, yeah, so I'm trying to get her in, but I know it's damn YouTube, man. YouTube always messing up and shit. I'm trying to get you on, sis. Trying to get you on. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they talking about this whole article. I haven't read the outcome of it. Muhammad's the one, but they are talking about. Let me see where they said that the Supreme Court refused to intervene in a battle over Mississippi law that lets government workers and private businesses cite their own religious belief to deny services to LGBT people.
Mm-hmm.
And the story that I read, because you gotta leave mom. I read the story, right? But you can go back and read about it. It's in the chat.
Okay.
And also there's a little there's a video like little over a minute. That's from MSNBC. So y'all can go back and see that if anybody wants to donate. I do have PayPal, and I also have Super Chat. Anybody want to donate, feel free. If not, hit the like button. That'd be cool.
Mm.
Well,
It says that the First Amendment rights ensure that religious beliefs are protected.
Right. Right. Yep. Yep. Yep.
so that means that means that amendment is threatened, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, no, they voted on it, I think, or you know, they said nah, we ain't having that. So it's gonna be a big fight, bro. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be a big fight. Well, it's coming down the pike, man. Well, you know.
Yeah, it's
It's
not,
coming down the pike, bro.
and I think that we look at these Republicans and stuff. Yeah, rightfully so. We better pay attention to these Democrats. Them them progressives, and
Yeah.
yeah, look for them. Yo, I'm telling you,
Those progressive Democrats, exactly, bro.
guys, look at up, family. The ones that don't go fuck up.
Yeah, they want to blame it on the Democrats, but it ain't only but the Democrats, because all the LGBT community is not just Democrats.
I understand that,
They,
but
they some hiding Republicans.
I understand that. We already know. No. We understand that. But what I'm trying to say is too, we cannot let the Democrats off the hook either.
Right.
We can't.
Nope. That's why we need our own voting block. Get out of both parties.
It is up to them. Them two. They gonna say, we gotta go to these inclusion and we all about people, and you know what's gonna happen.
We need to create a new party. Call it the Justice Party.
The people don't want to talk about this, but we gotta talk about this too. Then we gotta look at the office.
Right.
We gotta look at Supreme Court.
Right. Well, just to get offshoot a little bit, off top a little bit, Democrats now debating whether felons should be able to vote from prison.
What?
Yes, sir. Because Bernie Sanders said last night that all people should be able to vote, whether they're in jail or not. That's right. He said it out his mouth.
Well, that should be easy, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Because
Do you think they will vote?
Well, the Democrats have to. They're trying to wrestle with it now. But Kamala Harris, at first she was with it. Now she changed her tune. Yeah, she changed her tune. And then this black person asked her about reparations. She said, "Well, I think we have to study that before we can actually get into that." I said, "Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go."
But she's not the only one. Because
right.
It's not the only one, because we got a lot of women that have been elected to office. And let's be honest here. And besides the men, they have been very quiet of what's going on, what we talk about tonight.
Right. Well, what's his name? What's the brother that be on YouTube? Black Truth? Yeah. I heard him the other night. He said, man, we're gonna shake them down till they give us our he said, because if it's another 4 years of Trump, so what? He said, so what? Because the Democrats ain't doing nothing for you. So he said, if they want this to end and America comes falling down, so be it. I was like, my man. I was like, wow. And he took it to the umpteenth degree. He said, yo, we gonna shake them down until they give us our reparations. The hell with this studying thing and all this jive talking. I'll be one brigade is out here doing things, and we gonna get it. I said, oh, my man. I said, wow.
Did you guys know that the community, the LGBT community, has a National Chamber of Commerce?
Yes.
They've
been had that. How you think they got so much power?
Right?
They're economically sound.
Do you know there are some states that when they vote, they have their LGBT candidate?
Right.
And that's another influence on the young people too.
Yeah.
Who you think they're gonna go with if they don't have nowhere to go? Who you think they're gonna go with? As far as support, who's gonna take care of them?
Well, don't forget, you got that guy Pete Bootleg, whatever his name is. He's gay. He's openly gay. He's running for president. Don't be surprised if that boy. I'm telling you. Watch.
So we'll have our first gay president, possibly.
Don't be surprised. We don't try Trump, so now watch what I'm telling you. Watch what I'm telling you. Or if he don't become president, he might come damn near close. I'm telling you. Watch what I'm saying. He's an openly gay candidate.
Listen, and they have added, the LGBT businesses have added 1.7 trillion to
Yep.
the economy to
Yep.
create 10,000s of jobs.
Yep. Yep. Oh yeah. They planning to take over. Pinky in the brain
So
style.
what? We are both the two strongest economic entities, the black
Right.
community and the LGBT.
That's right.
I don't know why you said that, because we low. We
We
low.
way low on the totem pole.
We
No,
low.
But
we have a high spending rate. We
That's
that's
spend
the that's
trillions
the
of
but that's
dollars a year.
that's
that's the
consumers.
right. That's the problem.
We
That's the
spend too
problem.
much. We spend too much instead of invest.
Right. 1.7 trillion a year around Christmas time. And that's just in 2 months.
So if we tell our people we gotta hold this money, but see at the same time though too, we don't have no real strong candidates that really fight for our issue. Because look at John Lewis. John Lewis been in Congress for go damn 60 doggone years. Where's that at?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Well,
We
right.
gotta be honest. The Black and Hispanic caucus has not helped our community for a long time.
At all.
They haven't.
At all.
Then if you throw the Hispanic, because we gotta say the Hispanic, they have their own political party, so they're gonna be with the LGBT. So what's that gonna leave us?
Right. Let me tell you something, JT, about that too. Okay. I told you about my older brother, right? How he ran Strive, right?
Yeah.
Okay. A few years ago, he tried to get on boards of black coalitions in New York and Latino coalition.
Yeah.
Do you know both turned him down? So he said, so the black one said, oh, it's because you're Puerto Rican. Then the Latino coalition said, oh, because you're black.
That's crazy, yo.
Yo, word, my brother.
Man,
I couldn't believe he told me that.
Yeah.
I said, say that again.
Yeah.
I had to sit through that again, and I said, wait a minute, man. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Here you put something in the community for people that come out of jail to get a second shot at life, and they turned you down?
Yeah.
Go fix that one, brother.
Yeah.
Let that sink in. Uh-huh.
Let me tell you what happened to me. Essentially, I want you to get this too. I went to apply for this job, right?
Mm-hmm.
The hospital job, right? I was 19. And what happened was they said, well, we already found somebody. You know what happened? Let me tell you what happened. Come to find out when I was working, he said, is this Puerto Rican brother? He said, yeah, I got the job. What do you mean you got the job?
Wow.
They just offered me right there. So what about the black guy? No, we want the Puerto Rican. We got to keep it. We got to keep Puerto Rican. We don't need no niggers.
Oh, yeah. Oh, brother. I could tell you mounds of stories like that. Look, I'm going to tell you what actually had me go to California. Okay, because I was going to stay in New York. Okay. So after the college basketball season here was over from Staten Island, I went back to my job. It was in 55 Water Street, right? So I had a Puerto Rican supervisor named Hector. He said, listen, man, huddle with me in my office in about 15 minutes. I said, fine. So I went in his office. He closed the door. He said, listen, man, I'm about to make the move across the street to Depository Trust Companies. I got an analyst job waiting for you over there. At that time, it was 1980, making $40,000, $45,000 a year, right? He said, all you got to do, Rob, is bring your resume, be dressed, look professional. They're going to bond you and everything. They're going to check your records. He said, you ain't got no record. I said, nah, I'm good. I'm clean. He said, all right. So I went a few days later, sat in front of this light-skinned black woman. I never forget her. Was there, JT, for 5 hours for the interview process. Took these tests, passed them, did everything. They bonded me. I had to put my fingerprints on this thing so it could run it through the state commission and all that. Everything came back clean as a bowl as a whistle. She finally came back, and I'm sitting there, and she said, well, everything checked out, and blah, 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 blah. But I must ask you again. I said, ask me what? She said, just between us, you ain't never been arrested? I said, well, what did the thing say? She said, no, there's no record of you ever, but, you could have lied. I said, whoa, stop. How can I lie about something like that? If I get arrested, it's public knowledge. She said, well, I'm just wanted to be sure. I said, you know what? Stop right here. The interview's over. I packed up all my shit and I left. And so when I went back to my regular job, my former supervisor came across the street. He was pissed. He said, what are you doing here? I thought you were supposed to start across the street. I said, go ask Miss Titus. She'll tell you what happened. He said, what do you mean? I said, man, Hector, I was there for 5 hours, went through everything, passed every physical, passed every test, every aptitude test, the whole nine, got fingerprinted, got bonded, everything came back swell, and she's going to ask me on the side, come on, you being black, did you ever get arrested? He said, what? I said, yes. Go back there and ask her. He ran back across that street. From what I heard, he lambasted her. So they hired some white boy in my spot, and Hector was so pissed. He couldn't believe. He said, man, Raul, and I said, listen, don't worry about it. I said, that's cool. Don't worry about it. Because I'm getting ready to take off for California in about another week or two. So he said, man, he was so pissed off. And that's when I left.
So yeah, right. And people don't understand. Yeah. What's up, Diane? How you feel? Welcome back. And
And where did you say you came to?
Excuse me?
You said you came to California.
Yeah, because at that point, I had left because I had gotten a look for a tryout at one of the schools out there. So they mailed me and everything, and I went out there. And then I was living on campus for a minute, and and I played college ball, and I lived out there for like 4 years.
The point that I'm trying to make, Muhammad, a lot of people don't think that discrimination be going up in employment like that out here in California.
Oh,
but they did.
This happened in New York though. Before I left for California, this happened in New York, where I'm from.
Oh, it didn't happen here.
Yeah, so had that not happened, I would have never came to California. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Okay, my point is gone then.
yeah, I'd have never came to California. But being that I had that option, because in case this didn't work out, I left. So I took these people up on their offer, and I went out there. You understand? And then they had me covered for the next 3 years, 4 years, whatever, 4 years, and blah, 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 blah. And that was cool. And then one of my relatives moved out there, and then, we hooked up and got an apartment together. You see what I'm saying? So I was good to go. But had I got that job, I'd have never left California. You know what I mean? I'd have stayed here in New York. Mm-hmm. So, as the story goes, but I enjoyed my time in Cali. You know, went through a lot of different things. Everything was cool, but you know. But anyway, back to this thing here that we're talking about. Yeah, this gay thing, I'll tell you, man, it's wow. It's real crazy.
Yeah,
It's real crazy.
yeah. Before we continue, in the chat, I want y'all to engage in this conversation too. Please engage. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about the topic that we created tonight? I'm talking about in I'm talking about in the chat. Don't keep going. But I feel that it's got to be talked more.
Yeah, yeah. No question. No question.
But JT, we're gonna keep talking about it. We're gonna keep talking about it, and people are accepting the agenda.
She got a point.
I'm for
She
us to keep talking about it. But are
right.
we gonna get worn out
Talking about it. Yeah.
without no action because everybody's accepting the agenda, and especially the young people?
Mm,
Some young people, not all, because some of them are not embracing.
right.
But the agenda is being forced on everybody.
Right. But you know what? It's something you said, Silks. I like to know. I would like to do some number crunching. Maybe one day when I go back out here I'm gonna start with my community first and ask every young person that I know. I'm gonna sit down with them and ask them, and I'm gonna write the tally down, and I'll get back to
But what
JT
age you
and
gonna start with though?
anywhere from 13 to like 18, 19. You know, school age kid, because I want to zero in on the school age kid, and because you know they're seeing this every day in class, gay
Right.
teachers. Yeah, you understand?
Yeah, because
So
you're right. Because they do. They have gay teachers, gay administrators.
right,
Um, 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 then the children are allowed to express their sexual orientation.
Gay
right,
parents, lesbian parents.
Parents, it's all
right.
around. And then you turn
All
on the
right.
TV. A simple
Uh-huh.
commercial is a LGBT commercial. The cartoons are gay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I told you. Well, I think I told JT about it. I don't know if I told you. When I was out there in California, I was dating this. You know, she was the first one I met when I got out there. I met her at a club. So first we were friends, and then we started, you know, later on seeing each other. That off and on. You know, my road buddy, right? So now, you know, before I came back to New York after my time was up out there, I came back home. So, you know, her and I, we got together a few times, had sex, whatever. So now, when I get back here, a few years later, as she started getting older, you know, I guess her biological clock was ticking. She had asked me that I wanted to father a child with her. So I was like, huh? So I was like, what brought that on? I said, many people you know? So she said, oh, but you know, you was the one that stood out all these years. I said, okay. I said, so check this out. Before that goes down, I'm gonna have to get on the plane and come see you. And we're gonna have to sit down and nail this one out. She said, okay. So I had a vacation coming, like a 2-week vacation. So I went out there for about 10 days. When I landed there, she had this younger girl with her. So I kept, you know, it's like, okay, this other gay dude was in the car. You know, I didn't know he was gay at the time, but she. So when we got to her house, I said, yo, what's going on with these two? So she explained it to me, and And she said the girl was her girlfriend. I said, oh. And I didn't think nothing of it. I said, oh, hell yeah, that's your girl. Okay, whatever. But then it started dawning on me, and I started catching up real quick. And then, when we went to sleep, I was sleeping apart from them, and they were sleeping together. I said, oh, so this is what's going on. So the next day, I had sat her down in her living room. I said, yo, don't you told me you wanted this baby? What's up with that? She said, I do, Raul. But I said, so check this out. Who's going to raise this kid? Because, I'm going to be 3,000 miles away in New York. So who's going to raise this kid? And she got scared. She didn't want to tell me. I said, you and her? And she looked at me and she said, yeah. I said, nah, I can't do that, baby. I can't do that. I couldn't do it because I didn't want to bring a kid into this world under those circumstances. You understand? And if it was me and her exclusively, I would have did it. We probably would have got married, whatever. Because I had thoughts of marrying her, and it crossed my mind. And when she ran that to me, I just looked at her and said, nah. I shook my head. I said, nah, I can't do it. I just couldn't do it.
So when you left?
So I left in 1980.
No, I mean, how many days you stayed? Oh, you left that next day?
Oh, no. Okay, at that point, I was there for 3 days. I stood my whole time because what happened, I just stood and hung out because I went to see other people too. Because, I rented me a little bullshit car. And I went to see other people that still lived there, and I surprised them. So, whenever she go to work, I get in the car. She would give me the house keys, but I'd go different parts of LA and run up on people. I said, yo, what's up? They was like, oh, shit, look who's back. They said, yo, you back to say? I said, nah, I'm just visiting, man. So, I hung out, and then my sister-in-law's brother lived out there, and I hooked up with him too, So, we was, So then came the crusher. The night before I was supposed to leave, she had a party, she had a cookout in the back of her crib, and it was a party. So we were playing cards the whole night. One of her girlfriends started liking me, so we went out to the front of the house, and we was talking. And I was kind of looking at her like, okay, yeah, what's up, So her and I was, talking, and we started hugging on each other. I guess she was feeling a little tipsy, whatever, from drinking or whatever. So she came out and she looked up at us and she said, oh, what's this? So I was like, what do you mean, what's this? I said, yo, you spoken for. Go back up in there. you already taken, Ma. Yeah, you. She said, but Raul, I said, I don't want to hear that. You already told me where you at. This is something else different, yo. Mm-hmm. So get out of here. I had to get in her ass. I said, yo, get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. So she walked in hissing and fitting. And so then we came in, me and her girlfriend, and we started playing cards. I said, yeah, I'm going to make her my partner. Any takers? Right. Any takers?
I know.
So my ex-girl and her girlfriend played us, and we took them. We played for a little bit of money, and we took their money and everything. I was like, yeah, my girl. I said, yo. I said, what you want to do, baby? You want to go out? Let's go. Let's get out of here. And, yo, she was pissed. I said, you can't get pissed. You made your decision. I was cool with it. And I tried to tell you, yo, I said, from my experiences, hon, when people go gay, they usually have bad endings. In New York, I know a couple people that did that, and they ended up dying or getting killed, fucked up. I mean, really fucked up, horrible deaths. And I told her, be careful with that shit. Be careful with that. And then she just looked at me. I said, hey, but listen, you're a grown woman, and I love you very much. My heart was there for you. But you broke my heart, baby. So what am I going to do?
He said my
But
heart. He said my heart was very much.
yeah, it was very much into you, baby. But you done wrangled that shit to pieces. So
But you
now,
know,
huh? Go
no, go
ahead.
ahead, finish.
So I said, yo, I can't do this, baby. Now you can't stop me from doing what I gotta do because you already got yours. So you want your cake and eat it too. That ain't happening. That's not gonna happen. So, I kept in touch with the new girl. She came to New York a couple of times and I tightened that up and blah blah blah. But
All right.
yeah, she went back, but she went back, but
Oh,
she went back to Cali. She went back to Cali, and as a matter of fact, I got some bad news on her the other day because my ex-girl called me and told me she died in a fire in her house. I said,
Mm.
oh, fuck.
damn.
Fuck. I was like, yo. So but I tell him, man, yo, me with a woman, I'm gonna let you know. I'll give you whatever your rite of passage, but if you screw things up, don't look at me because you're the one that made the decision. See? So, and she was fine looking. Now, if you see her now, if I showed you pictures of her back then and what she looks like now, JT, complete turnaround, bro. She looks horrible now.
Oh wow.
Yeah. You would be like, what the fuck? You too, Silks, you would say like, what? Yeah. And I'm like, good God. I even showed my peoples back here that knew her, that met her. They said, wow, yo, Muhammad, that's her? I said, yeah. What the hell happened? I said, well, when a woman comes out of her natural self, knowledge of self, baby, I'm a stickler in that. When you come out of that queen mode, this is what happened. And see, that's what I tell my people. That shit ain't for you. That's for them crackers they did. Let them deal with that shit.
Oh.
But that's not for you. But people say, oh, but you can't tell people what to do. I know, you're right. But that's not for you. I'm telling you, that is not for my black woman. Because they start looking different. They start looking like, yo, they look bummed out. I'm like, whoa.
And you know what bothers me about one of those letters, one of those is the B of the bisexual community. Those
Right.
are the ones that I have the hardest understanding of out of all of them because if you're lesbian, you're only going to deal with, or that's how I'm thinking, you're only going to deal with women. If you're gay,
Right.
you're only going to deal with
Right.
men. These
Mm-hmm.
bisexuals, it's going back and forth
Yeah.
and involving the heterosexual community all up in that. And that's where I'm having a really problem. And is that person really heterosexual?
Yeah. Well, here's another problem with that too. A lot of these women, they dating dudes that are in, jail, and these dudes be doing the homo shit in there, and then the women be like, "Oh, I can get him straightened out," and then they catch the AIDS, the monster, and all that shit. So that's another thing too that we're
But do you
dealing
think that all people that go to prison is having sex?
with.
Everybody's having sex?
Not all, not all, not all,
Okay.
not all, not all. I'm not saying I'm not going to paint the broad brush, but there are a lot. They go in there, they get done in by booty bandits, and I'm talking about talking about dudes that could be like 6'7", that weigh 278 pounds with muscles on top of muscles, and they'll grab you up, and how you gonna get out of that?
But there are some documentaries that they are saying that those guys they be going in there,
Yeah,
and they have sex, but when they come out, they live a life as a heterosexual male.
yeah, but then you don't know what that person that did it to you, you don't know what they had. See,
What you mean you don't
and
know what
you
they
won't
have?
like if they booty banded you and got in your butt, and you come out, you don't know if you have a HIV or anything, like you don't know. then you end up giving it to your girl or whatever. That's a whole nother thing too in our black community, right, JT?
But you get tested before you be let out, and if you
But
got
some of them get tested, but they don't let their partners know.
No.
They don't let their
they
partners know. Am
probably
I
ain't
right,
shut
JT?
up. I guess, yeah.
Ain't
Am
they?
I right, JT? Yeah.
Yes, you are.
So you mean
Yeah.
they could be having HIV?
And don't
But
let the partner know. Don't let the
And
woman
you
know.
know
you
what?
should do, but you're not supposed to do that. That's a public health hazard, and you
Listen.
go to jail for that.
And let me tell you this though too. There are some women that dress up as men, and you thought they was all that and everything, and come to find out, yeah, what the? And also, it was some men. There's some men dressed like women.
Right.
The pads and everything they put on everything, the
Right.
butt thing and all that. Yeah, and they
Oh
trick
yeah.
them. They trick them. I'm telling you. So this is what I'm just. See, I know. See, they don't like when we hear it say this, but it's true. And they be, how are you supposed to know?
Right. Silks, I'm gonna give you
I
right
think
now.
you guys have a harder time telling them what we have.
Silks, I'm gonna blow your mind right now.
Because
Check this
I
out.
haven't met any woman that is a lesbian that you can't tell that's a woman.
Yeah.
Well, check this out. I'm gonna blow your mind right now, Silks. All right. And I saw this
You could
woman
try to blow
today.
my mind, but go ahead.
All right. Listen. There's this black woman. She's lesbian, straight up. She works for the park department. I see her come through with her uniform on. So 3 years, about 2 or 3 years ago, she would come by me and the boys. We'd be, sitting on the bench. We wouldn't say nothing to her. She had this baby in the carriage. So it was her baby, but the baby he had blue eyes, was light skinned. So I said, damn, that baby look a little white. So one day I pick up the paper. I can forget which paper it was in. Anyway, it was a story of this Jewish guy who was a City University of New York college professor at Baruch College in Manhattan. This dude was impregnating all these women. He would put it out there online, right? Was impregnating all these women. So they got with him because they figured he had blue eyes, whatever. And they showed pictures of all these women that had the baby. I looked at the pictures. This girl that lives in my neighborhood was one of them. And I said, I knew it. I said, because that baby didn't look nothing like her. And this dude, you talking about polygamy? Not polygamy, but babies all over the place. This motherfucker got babies all over the place. And he ain't never been arrested or nothing like that. And he puts it out there online for women if they want to have babies. And a lot of lesbians and all that shit.
Yo.
Yep.
Yo.
But that's not against the law, Muhammad.
Yeah, well,
It
and I
ain't
see
against the law to have as many children by as many women that will allow you to have children by them.
Yeah, well, he does it. If I would have tried that shit, they'll arrest my ass. You know what I'm saying?
Only way they arrest you, the only way they arrest you if you have all these children and you are not providing for them, and the women.
Right. I don't know what he does. Right. I don't
And
know
the
how he
women
provides.
and the women brought charges, and they're not getting any public
Right.
assistance, because if
Right.
they're getting public assistance, they definitely will file child support on
Right.
the
Let me tell you
on
this
the
though. Let me tell you this though. I did not know, so I know this lady named Margie, right? I know the family thing, and you know we was like brothers sisters anyway. So she said, "You ever talk to my sister Diane?" I said, "Yeah, I know Diane. That's my sister." I said, "Yeah. Do you know she got 14 kids?" What? 14 kids, Jay. So Diane live in Jersey, so I say, so this is that time living in Queens. I'm like, yo, let me go home, man. Like, yo. She said, she didn't tell you nothing. I said, well, she said, once you go here, I'm gonna take you home. Come back. She said, you gonna come back to the Bronx? I said, yo, I'll come back. She said, well, I'm gonna put you in the cab, and I'm gonna have the same cab driver pick you up in the morning. I said, dang. So he took me back in the morning. He go on Queens, and then Margie called me up. I said, you know, we going to Jersey, and I'm gonna wait. We gonna wait for you right here. We get us all right. And then he picked me up, drive me off. Then we took the train, you know, to Pack train. You know that, you know.
Right.
And we
New
went
Jersey
there.
Transit.
Yeah. So I was quiet. So I was playing with her kids. Those were my god kids. I looked at her, Margie, you got 14 kids. And I'm supposed to hit that. So yeah, she said, yeah, you hit it wrong. That'd be 15. And she said, you mean she didn't tell you? I said, Margie, she didn't tell me shit. He said, so when we get to, because they live in Hoboken, then when you get off, that's a nice walk. You can take the bus, but that's like about like 25-minute walk. She said, no, fuck it, we gonna walk it. Right. We walked it and everything, cut down some blocks and everything, and we went to the thing. So Margie said, yeah, you gonna leave from Queens? I'm like, I said, nah, I don't know. She said, you come back with us another day? Come on, man, because at the time she was breaking on her man. I said, he went to Puerto Rico, so he ain't gonna come back to you. You tell that's all right. So I said, Diane, why you didn't tell me you have 14 kids? He said, I thought I was supposed to, you don't really? She said, I want to get fucked tonight. I said, yeah, I ain't fucking you. I ain't have no 15 kids. And at the time, she was in her late 30s. And everybody talking to her. I said, Diane? I said, yeah. Diane locked it. Yeah, man, you could have. He said, man, you could have got that. She was hot on us. She still said, I want some JT. Hey, I'm getting some. Like, yo. So I to stay out there. Then I met this one named Cookie. And she said, yeah. I said, why are you talking about my hey, Joe, man? Come to find out Cookie had 8 kids. I'm like, man, I'm getting the boy. 14, 8, 22, I'm out. Margie said, you stupid. I said, Margie, give me the keys. What do you mean? I'm going to the Bronx. I'll let you in. She said, just stay out there. He said, don't worry. He said, we can get a ride back. I said, all right. I was like this, like, she said, and they were, the Cookie and Diane all gonna kiss it. Yeah, I got more kids. I said, that's right. You can open your, look at your open. I said, at least I had my last one like 3 years ago. At least I have a boy. And I'm looking like, yo, Mars, fix me a strong drink. People's like, yo, JT, you fun. Because I already knew people in Hoboken. I said, yo, y'all crazy, man. I said, dang, y'all make a motherfucker don't want to do nothing. Y'all, man. So I ain't putting my name in the Hoboken like that. And come to find out, the kids they had were among each other, right? Few of them was by the same guy. I said, man, yo, I let y'all crazy. And then there's some ladies out there too that had like 7, 8, 9 children too. There's another one on the other side of the party had 9 kids. Right. JT. But at least it was, it was the same guy and everything. That's cool. I said, God damn. I said, yo, this is baby making projects or something. I mean, she said, she said, you want some pussy? You know what you have to do? Go to, the Boniqua spot. You know what I'm saying, bro. Right. You know what I'm talking about. Right. Bro.
JT.
Yeah.
You grew up with these women?
No, I didn't grow up with them. I knew. See, I knew Margie because
Me and Margie worked together.
Oh, okay.
So we became like brothers and sisters. So
Uh,
we got close. So me and Margie, we got close. And then so her kid is like, I used to bring the kids up there, and she said, "See, I want you. I know you're a godfather. I said, yeah, I want you to be a god. I want you to be. Yeah, I want you to be God to the kids." That's all right. The husband was like, but but that's how we got along. So after all that would happen, oh my goodness, man! I'm like, yo, I'm telling you, Hoboken, go to Hoboken back in the early '90s, man. You good, yo. If I would knew you right there, Julia, I was like, yo, what's up, man? Easy. Where the 10 spot at? They point to the building like this. Even the homies out there was cool. He said, "You want some man?" Yeah. Yo, no, I ain't work. He said, "Yo, no, I ain't work." They used to tell me all the time, "Yo, JT, yo, what's up?" Nah, man, I ain't getting nothing. Yo, man, she looking kind of good, man. Been that ass over, man. She just stay in the house, back. Nah, man, that's yeah, all right, yeah, man. I said, man. He said, listen, man, you get money out here, man. I said, what? They need money. Yeah. What? Nah, man, that's solid. Yeah, that's how something was like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It should be crazy, man.
And I'm gonna tell you, and they be these them gay men and these them lesbians. They be fucking on the low.
I know when I was in California, a lot of them gay men used to try to hit on me. I'm like, yo, my man. No, I don't swing that way, son. I don't swing that way, son.
but that's what I don't understand. I don't understand lesbian and gay men getting together.
Yeah,
It's just some weird things that's going on. I don't know. I guess I keep living. It's gonna get weirder and weirder after I'm gone and away from this place.
Well, you think people will learn off the lessons, right? Off the lessons of the Bible and all that,
Well, not even lessons of the Bible, just in your own life, where people just got sick and just dying from sex.
Right. But listen, if it did happen the way it says it did in the book, you would think people learn, and that's why I always say there was a line my man said one time. He said, history doesn't repeat itself. People just repeat history.
Okay. And people don't treasure their bodies.
Right. Right.
Men or women.
Exactly.
And you need more than just a condom.
Good night, Honesty. Good night. Thanks for coming.
Oh, she was here. Good night, Aunt Honesty.
Yeah. Hey, Royal.
And you know what I learned, y'all? That sometimes the right hole, the wrong hole could be the right hole.
Oh.
No respect.
You stupid.
I understand.
JT,
y'all like having sex with hoes, but then you want to talk about a hoe.
Well, I wasn't talking about that. No, I wasn't talking about that. Well, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Oh, the right hoe could be. Are you talking about that hoe?
You want me to repeat it again? Do you want me to repeat it again? Huh?
I didn't get you at first.
Sometimes the wrong hole could be the right
hole. Yeah, there you go. Yo, you's a funny dude. You's a funny dude. You know what I
mean, Silks?
I think I know what you mean.
A funny guy, man. You missed your calling, bro. You missed your calling as a comedian, man. Word up. Oh God.
Lion.
Oh boy. Yeah,
so,
man.
So understand that when a man do you and everything, I ain't saying he do, and I mean when a man, when a woman say, "Ooh, yeah, I like that."
Well, speaking of which, hey Silks, on your avatar, what is that little thing there?
It's a broken glass.
Oh.
Because I feel we're broken as a people.
Oh, okay.
And
It
until
looks,
we
it looks
get
like it
put
looks
back
like a
to
little
peace,
it looks like a little rod going into a hole there.
it looks like a little. No, it's a.
Yeah, at the bottom of the avatar.
I took several pictures of it and stacked them
Uh-huh.
up. But it's a broken wine glass.
Oh, okay.
But it could be whatever you wanted to be. Imagine if what you ever wanted to be.
Yeah, because I see a little.
Look at that rod ready to get in, ready to do something nice.
Yeah. You know me. Don't.
Okay.
Yeah,
Did you?
it's like that raw
I've
fine.
been trying to change it too, and I can't even change it.
It's
Did you?
oh,
The junior elder could get a little. Yeah. At times.
You can have some vivid imaginations, huh?
Yeah. There you go.
Let it run wild.
well, Silks, it seems like that raw.
Ooh, and one.
It seems like that raw find the nice hole. It
There
feel
you
like
go.
the raw was very happy.
There you go.
It was, and then the wrinkle seemed like it's smiling like, yeah, go in deeper, yeah. You
Just
know,
a little, just we just fun. We just bugging out. That's all.
I see.
all day. That glass must be real happy. Said, I'm glad I was broken. I see
There you
that.
go.
Oh God, that raw feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
It
looking
took
at this.
you two to look at something like that to come up with that.
Oh,
Yeah.
love, got a little body. Oh, whoa.
Ain't nobody ever
Oh.
said that. It took y'all to.
Ron's little hair and everything, little wrinkles
Hey.
right there, ready to do
Hey,
something.
so 100% man over here, baby. 150%
That's right.
man over here.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, man.
Here too. Hey,
Listen.
hey,
Listen.
yeah, you mess with me, you mess with me, your mouth not be the same again. That's a
Well, maybe that's why I couldn't keep my. Maybe that's why I couldn't change my thing. So I'm gonna leave it exactly like it is now.
we're just joking around. That's not no,
We
that's
just,
no
we just bug it out.
Huh?
Ooh.
don't change it. Come on now, stop.
No, I was gonna change it, but I'm leaving it alone now.
Yeah, leave it alone right now.
Yeah. Because if you can imagine yourself for this, I'm not the one I was gonna put up there. Oh heck no,
Oh, do you
it's
think
not going up there now.
so?
Thank you.
So Silks went out on that for man trying to come at you. She said, "Look at this glass." You always say, "Yeah, you see how it going out? That's the closest you ever gonna get to it. Leave me alone." That's how you tell. That's why I'm a bad motherfucker. That's why I don't give up. I told him no. I can't even. I put it in your mouth. No, shut up, man.
There you go.
I ain't never noticed it until Muhammad pointed it out.
Yeah, you're just looking at the bottom of it. It just looks like a little.
I always want to say
It
something.
looks like a little hole, and then there's a little rod. Look like it's sticking down, going towards the hole. Oh shit!
No, I always want to say something about it, but I just want somebody else to say it first. So so he said first.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
That's a nice long rod too. Got a nice little curve on it.
Yeah, you noticed that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you noticed that? Wow. People in the chat must be thinking we be bugging out. Oh God.
Okay.
So let me tell you something, man. You gotta have fun, but I let you know right now. You mess with the darkness, I'm gonna cut you out. I'm letting you know right now. You like they gonna say what?
They have fun. That's what's wrong with people. They just too uptight.
Right. Loosen up, man. Loosen up. Loosen up.
Bad influence, you know what I'm saying? You want to get
and then we all grown. And then how did everybody get here? That's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's what I'm talking
about. There you go.
Because I'm telling any woman, you want to get slapped up?
Well, you had nobody that was pro gay in the chat tonight, did you?
Nah.
Yes, he did.
Who?
Oh.
Go back and read them comments.
They got on them?
Well, I don't know if they excuse me. excuse me. I don't know if there was pro gay or against gay. I'm not gonna say that because I don't know what anyone is thinking.
Right.
But I know there was an acceptance of the gay agenda, gay
The gay
agenda.
agenda. Right.
Uh-huh.
They co-sign. Mm,
To me,
right. They co-sign. Right. You know, it is what it is, man.
Well,
But
hey,
it is what it is.
there are some like to play with soft holes, and there's some like to play with. There's some like both.
Yo, you stupid. You
well,
stupid.
he's telling the truth.
You stupid.
He's telling the truth.
Ah,
There's some
yeah.
like to put some. There's some like to put in wrong holes. Make believe it's right holes.
There you go. There you go.
They think
Yeah.
they penetrating some soft, and come to find out some had to be a dead end dog street. You know what I mean? You
Oh.
take it out, and it's not just rock. It's not gonna be rocks on it. It's something like, they ain't dirt.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
want to tell you guys something. That's part of my YouTube channel is I'm a party type, and that's where all the gambling and the partying and having a good time in.
Okay.
And so the women, somebody named them Silkies. So I
Okay.
also had these Silky parties. So one of my Silkies want to have um an adult party.
Nice.
I mean, adult toy party.
Oh. Oh.
But I don't know if I want to be a part of it.
Yes, you do.
No, but the reason why I don't want to be a part of it because it's adult toys. And nobody's not going to do anything, especially if I'm filming it on YouTube. And I got to be careful if I don't get kicked out of YouTube when I do the video. But it's going to be whatever anybody preference is. And we're going to have all kinds of toys there that pushes a gay agenda. And I don't know if I want to be a part of that.
Yeah,
Oh, I hear that part.
yeah, that's true though, because some of the women might come with a nice long strap on black plastic on your head.
Okay. And then I was told by the host that that's not none of my concern. Because I'm not going to bed whatever toys options they want to buy and what preference they have. So I shouldn't even let that bother me.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you one thing: you can never get none of that stuff from Toys R Us.
I'm looking at some connections of some of the items that we will be having. But as we were researching and studying, I mean, all kinds of different type of items came up.
Right.
And it was just the sexual industry for the toys and the gadgets have really came a long way.
They sure did. They came a very used to be real short, but now they come a very long way. I can tell you that.
They got some things out there, and right on on the internet where you can search if you want to get a cheaper product than what some of these people that already are in the industry and they're trying to sell their product. Well, you can get the things different, but it was all kinds of things that I was seeing. I was saying, dang, for an all-female party, I don't think that we should have these type of gadgets. But they were saying that. And then I would say, how can I feel? I got. I'm an adult, and I tell people on some of the videos that I make that you need to watch your children watching my channel because I'm not censoring anything. So I made a video about that. I said, so all you parents, You better be careful with your children, because anything, I'm putting a disclaimer on anything that comes off my channel, especially when some of these parties start.
Right.
Because I got to put a disclaimer on, because I don't want nobody to associate me with some of the things that might happen. So how do you do that? How do you separate yourself from your audience or your
people on your channel?
Or because I'm reaching outside of my channel, not only the parties are outside, because that's local. This is just some of the things that, that I was going to show that sometimes people do to entertain themselves. And so this, and I wasn't even trying to have no sex party, but that's what they want. They want to have a sex novelty party to have my first party. And I'm really thinking about this because, first of all, is you two going to kick me off?
Right.
I mean, there's not going to be any sex on it, but I got to show the toys.
Oh, you never know. They probably want to like do test out the toys, right?
Huh?
They probably want to test out the toys, right?
No, they ain't gonna test out the toys. If anybody want to test out stuff, they're gonna have to go behind their own closed doors and do whatever they do.
They probably go in the bathroom. Oh, we need to talk to each other in the bathroom.
Well, they probably go in the bathroom. I don't even care. It ain't gonna be on the camera.
Right.
Oh, shout out to
I have my channel to protect. And I'm not trying to start a porn channel. But things happen. Like I said, we're adults and things happen. Because I've been planning, that I was going to start having parties this year. And then the host could have the party. Whoever I get to host a party for me, they can have whatever they want at the party. And just one of my first hosts, they want to have anything sexual novelty toy party.
Right. Well, yo,
and
JT.
Men, we're going to have all kinds of items so you could buy or purchase anything that you may see there. We're going to have games, sexual games. And I want to get the word out. I'm gonna let people know before I do it. And I'm trying to think if I'm gonna do it live on it. But see, that's gonna be kind of hard. I can't put no disclaimer on it. I can't put it up right away because I would have to put all the disclaimers and copyright. And I don't want to get one of my first lives. I get kicked out of YouTube for the content.
All right, yo, bro, what you?
My battery's about to go, man.
Okay. Make your last remarks quick and Silks. Your last remarks in the closing.
Okay. Well, thanks again for having me, brother. All due respect to you, Silks. It was a pleasure, and to the other brother Gerald that was here, and I hope that we at least came to some type of conclusion and solution on this gay agenda, and we just have to see where it rolls. But we're gonna have to, do our thing and get out there, man, and start a force to be reckoned with. That's all. And we'll see what happens.
Stay right there, bro. Silks, last remarks, please.
Okay, thank you, JT, for allowing me to be a part of this discussion. It was very interesting. I want to thank everybody on all four of us that were on the panel tonight. Gerald, Muhammad's the one, myself, and you too, JT. And also everybody that was in the chat and participated, because it was a very good conversation that we had, and I'm so glad that we were including the chat and getting some of their viewpoints on it, because it can't just be one viewpoint. We have to look at all the different sides. I don't think we came to any conclusions tonight or solutions, but we at least start talking about it, and that's a start. So I really do appreciate.
Okay, y'all stay right there. I think we found some solutions, but we didn't really get into it because we were all over the place. I understand what Monica was saying, and also, but I think that as a heterosexual, we have a right to fight, and
And then so we gotta have these discussions. And then I urge more women to please engage. And there's brothers too, but sisters, please engage because the Supreme Court is going to make a decision next year about the rights of the LGBT. And yeah, and we better understand what's going on as a people. We better understand and have these conversations. And we better understand that if you believe in procreate between a man and woman to keep the family together, these are the issues we better talk about. And just remember, y'all, man, if you're gonna put it in a hole, man, make sure it's the right hole, not the wrong hole, all right? Because wrong holes will get you locked up. So enough of that. And I want to thank everybody. Malik, thank you so much for the contribution, brother. As always, thanks everybody. Information, man. Thank you for showing up late, but we gotta close this out. And just remember, we gotta keep these conversations going, even if it feels uncomfortable. If we all about our family, keep it together. We gotta keep this going. And as along the way, it's gonna be some of our people is gonna be offended, but we just got to keep it going. All right. So on that note, until next time, thanks again, family, even in the chat, everybody. Oh yeah, and brother Garrett, thanks for showing up too. Nice to meet you. Hope you come back. But this one is Ghost.
Peace.
Peace and blessing.